Mr. James' workshop. Do you have a minute?
Ah, Mr. McNeil. Of course. I've been longing to see you. How's Fulgrim coming? Extra nasty, I hope.
Well, that's the thing, sir. It's not coming. It's not coming at all.
But we need Fulgrim to come.
I know, sir. It's just so hard.
It's supposed to be hard, Graham. It's a big, thick book for big, strong boys, swollen with potential and throbbing with tragedy. Didn't you beg for this?
Yes, sir. I was on my knees for Fulgrim. I had to stroke the egos of the other writers, one after the other, just to get my shot. But I think I might have blown it.
Well, this just won't do, Graham. This is very, very bad.
I know, sir. I'm a very bad boy.
Positively naughty. Well, what's got you so tied up? Is it the battle sequences? I know you suck at those.
What? No, I don't. I thought you liked it when I got up all in those guts and false gods.
That was satisfying. Is it filling space that's the problem?
No, I've stuffed plenty into this one. Some lines I found so stimulating that I stuck them in over and over again.
Is it the tragic fall that's got you so hung up?
No, I actually think I got the fall of the Emperor's children perfectly pegged.
Well, then what could possibly be the problem?
It's...
Swallow your pride and spit it out already!
It's the women, sir. I can't write women.
Oh, my dear sweet boy. Of course you can write women. There were women in False Gods, weren't there? Keeler and Olaton and... what's her name?
Petronella, yeah. But Dan got me started on the first two, and I only had to write a couple of scenes for Petronella. And even then, that was horribly difficult. I don't know how in the world I'm going to write 3 brand new female characters. My brain is a boy brain. It has completely different wiring.
Well, there's really nothing to it, Graham. Women are simple creatures. They like pretty things, like art and dancing and music. Oh, and obviously they like men.
Obviously, who doesn't?
Right? Well, just make one woman an artist, one a dancer, and one a musician. Boom. Easy. Just remember, as much as they like men, they hate other women. They're all terribly jealous, and they're very fragile. If they're not careful, they can even dance themselves to death.
Say, that's not a bad idea.
Oh, and they're liars. Famously, all women are liars.
That explains why my mother always said I'd never be intimate with a woman.
Wait, you have been intimate with a woman?
Of course I have. Why, women practically throw themselves at me. I've had sex like a zillion times. With girls.
Yeah, me too. I've had sex like a gajillion times. With girls. Of course.
Of course.
I mean, can you imagine being a sad, lonely, self-hating incel? Or gay?
I couldn't possibly imagine that. It's unimaginable. Those kind of guys, they're the lost.
And the damned. Welcome, friends, to episode 5 of the Lost and the Damned podcast. This is the episode where we finally dive into a book that's not a direct sequel. This one kind of goes backwards and forwards a little bit. We're reading Fulgrim. Hi, I'm Uncle the Damned, and here with me today we have...
I am Faden Cross. I am the Lost, though, as I said last time, I am becoming less and less lost.
Yeah, you have become pretty thoroughly corrupted by the forces of chaos at this point, and it seems like you've become a full-blown Warhammerer at this point, as we are known. Warhammerers.
Yes.
Everyone says that.
I actually prefer the less known but just as important Warhammeridians.
Warhammeridians, yes, of course.
Yeah.
That makes sense, too. I do have one quick disclaimer before we get into the meat, the guts, and all the cum that we can find in this wonderful book.
Oh, God.
The orgasms that are abounding in this text. My disclaimer is, this is a message to all our haters out there. I just want to say, we love you. You're our favorite listeners. I want you to share this podcast with all your friends, and I want you to know we do this for you. This podcast is for you guys. We know you live on that anger, on that rage, on the fierce defense that you have to throw up for every element of the Warhammer universe, and I just want you to know you're in our hearts, and every step of the way we're thinking of you guys, and we cherish you and we love you so much. So thanks for being here, sweeties.
Not me. I'm doing this for me and you and me and you alone. I'm selfish. Sorry.
Well, if you're doing it for me, no,
I'm not even doing it for our fans. Fuck the fans. Fuck the haters. I'm doing it for us.
Well, definitely fuck the fans. If you think we're cool, fuck you. Yeah.
That's the message we want you to take.
Yeah, definitely. But you know what? I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad you're here too, Faden.
I'm so
glad. This is going to be a fun one. This is going to be a very fun book.
Yeah, we read Fulgrim, huh?
We sure read Fulgrim. The biggest, fattest book yet out of the first 5. As I was kind of hinting at, this one's not a direct sequel. I think the first 4 books kind of go boom, 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 boom.
Well, the fight of the Eisenstein did a little time stuff too, though.
A little bit of backwards and forwards, but it's a pretty solid continuation of the narrative, just giving us slices that we hadn't seen before and then pushing other parts forward. This one does take another step forward, getting us to Istvan 5, which I don't know how much you knew about Istvan 5 before this.
Nothing. Nothing.
Okay.
I knew absolutely nothing.
Cool.
It's really funny to read the back of the book that just says leading up to the Karn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I give
us
it to
that
the
back.
Yeah, I'll give the back because I don't think it tells you anything about what this book is about. It is the 31st millennium, and humanity is at the peak of its powers. As the Great Crusade led by the War Master Horus continues to conquer the galaxy, Fulgrim, Primarch of the Emperor Children's, leads his warriors into battle against a vile alien foe. From the blood of this campaign are sown the seeds that will lead this proud legion to treachery, taking them down the darkest paths of corruption. Leading up to the carnage of the drop site massacre on Istvan 5, Graham McNeil tells the tale of Fulgrim's tragic fall from grace in the next thrilling novel in the Horus Heresy series.
I actually think that's a better summary than a lot of the books we've gotten so far.
I guess, but...
and I don't know. What do you not like about it? Let's start there.
Oh, about the summary?
Yeah.
I don't know, just like the flight of the Eisenstein. I thought these things that are like the book is like saying we're gonna tackle this issue would tackle it a lot sooner, and then we'd see like the long aftermath. Yeah, and I just feel like we barely get any of the aftermath of this so-called drop site massacre.
Oh yeah, certainly not yet. We'll get there eventually, and by eventually I mean the most recently published Warhammer book within the Black Library is the Drop Site Massacre, which for some reason chose to go all the way back to Istvan 5, after 60-some books of Horus Heresy, to give us more details about that Drop Site Massacre.
But I read it. I know what happens.
Oh, you know what happens?
Yeah, I read it.
Just you wait. You wait.
I read 30 pages of the most boring battle I've ever read in all of these books.
Oh yeah, it is. We'll get there when we get there.
We'll
but
get there
I would
when we
agree,
get there.
Like honestly, most of the Horus Heresy books we've read so far, the back third really drags.
Yeah.
And it's especially bad in this one. I feel like once again the author was running out of steam when he got to the tail end of things. That's what it feels like.
Well, it does feel like that until like the coolest thing of all of these books happens. That's the other thing. It's like the coolest thing on all of Warhammer for me has happened, and then the most boring thing of all of Warhammer happens right after that.
And I can't wait to get to all of it. Let's one more thing I want to touch on before we get into the plot, because we've been enjoying this too. Let's talk about the cover for this book. The book Fulgrim.
The worst one?
It's maybe I don't know. I think Horus Rising's pretty bad.
Yeah, Horus Rising is pretty bad.
But this one is this cover is a bunch of Iron Hands who you can barely even tell that it's Iron Hands. There's like a random dreadnought on the cover, and I don't think you get any dreadnought action really in this book. And they again, like each of these books so far, it's just random guys. Like I can't tell who any of these people are.
Yeah, to explain it in actual English, what Uncle said is we just have a whole bunch of guys in like metal suits, and one guy is bigger than the other, and there's fire in the background.
Now, if you do look at the back cover, if it's not completely covered by writing.
Yeah, you mean the one completely covered by writing, which is hiding the coolest part of the book cover because it's purple metal guys?
Yeah, you get a great little snapshot of the big conclusion in a tiny little corner of the back cover, and it's covered in text.
Amazing.
Great choices all around, art design. We love it.
I don't know
Games
why
Workshop,
you don't flip it. Because that's his
right?
Legion.
It makes no sense for it not to be flipped. Games Workshop, you're geniuses. I love you for this insane thing that you keep putting together. It's wonderful.
I'm not going to say they're geniuses. I'm not going to. No,
I'm speaking ironically. I hope you know that, audience. Yeah,
I did it. I did it because
I definitely am. Definitely am. There's no genius
of course
here.
You are,
I feel like there is so little thought that goes into literally every aspect of Warhammer, and that's why I love it. It's just brainless fun.
Yeah, and like I said, I think also last when we were describing this cover too, like at the end of the last episode, it's just so Fallout 3 pilled.
Oh yeah. Very very little color variation.
Why isn't there a Primarch and a loincloth on the cover? That would sell books.
Right? There is some fabulous imagery in this book to be found, and we don't see that anywhere on this cover.
Yeah, the covers aren't bringing it.
Or in the description, the summary description at all. I feel like some people will be really surprised if they don't know anything about Warhammer and they pick this book up. I think a lot of people would be surprised at how wild this book gets. But anyway, I think we're ready to start jumping into the plot if you've got your first section summary ready.
Well, I got a one-sentence summary to kind of say what this book is about, and then I'll go to part 1, The Perfect Warrior.
Sounds good to me.
One-sentence summary. A group of people fail to achieve perfection because life isn't about perfection. It's about heart.
Lovely. I think that sentence has more heart in it than much of this book, but I'll take it.
Yeah, so we kick off with part 1, The Perfect Warrior. We are introduced to the Emperor Children's Legion and its rememberancers. Everyone is determined to achieve perfection either through combat, appearance, or art. Fulgrim, our titular character and Primarch of the Legion, conducts a campaign against an alien race known as the Lear.
Lair.
Whatever. He vows to kill them in a month and does so with heavy losses. Fulgrim collects an evil silver blade in the Lear Lair temple and agrees to let Apothecary Fabius experiment on his legion. Fulgrim tells the Legion they will meet up with Ferrus Manus, the Primarch of the Iron Hands. Meanwhile, the sculptor Ostian is fumbling 2 ladies at the same time. The composer, Bekwa Kaiska?
Kinska.
And the Kinska. Okay. And the
Bekwa
painter...
Kinska.
Okay. I'll try to remember that. I probably won't, if anyone knows me. So yeah, the composer Bekwa Kinska and the painter Serena de Angelis. Ostian is left out of the Remember Answer field trip to the Lair Temple. The good guy Astartes in this book is Solomon Demeter.
Yes, we gotta have one. You gotta have
Gotta
at least
have
one.
one. And boy, do we have the most rancid one yet, I think.
He's got some rancidity to him, absolutely. He has a couple lines I do enjoy.
Oh, yeah. No, he has some banger lines that are just like, man, you're kind of evil, though.
Oh, yeah. No, for sure. My general notes, I guess, for this book would be, I feel like Graham McNeil, our author, walks right up to the line of almost getting it on a few occasions. He almost is successful in his satire and then just blunders it over and over and over again. Like I feel like he almost gets it and then clearly doesn't.
Just like Ostian manages to fumble two bad bitches, Graham McNeil manages to fumble the bag on kind of like this, quite frankly, pretty great setup.
Yeah. I think the whole first half of this book has great potential. Like you feel like this is going somewhere wonderful. And then the back half is not the same quality. I like your note on this generally perfection is the issue here. And that is clear. Yep. That is front and center. The Emperor's children, children of the Emperor, are definitely obsessed with perfection. They say it over and over again. Each of the captains, who are always our main characters, of this legion have their own fucked up way of perceiving and interpreting the word perfection, which is their Primarch's obsession. And it leads individually each of them, except for Solomon, into their own unique hell.
Yeah.
I want to quick summarize my perspective on each of their perfections here.
Yeah.
I think it'll help our audience really see these characters, especially if you don't read the books.
Yeah, let's like kind of go down the characters and like kind of say what their deal is maybe too.
Yeah, we've got Julius, the first captain. I guess we should start. If we really want to start in the Astartes rankings, we've got Lord Commanders, two Lord Commanders for this legion, which other legions don't have.
Great
Unique
title.
Position. Yeah, it is. They're lords and they're commanders, and they're in charge. Each of them has roughly half the legion under their general command. We got Vespasian, who is the golden good boy Lord Commander, who everyone loves. And we've got Eidolon from the previous books, who everyone knows is just a huge piece of shit.
Yep, the best one.
Never stops being a massive piece of shit who basically no one respects. It is inexplicable how this man became a Lord Commander.
Yeah, that's true. There's no charisma in this guy.
Completely inexplicable. We've got
no
Julius.
Tactics either.
Yeah,
that's the other best
tactics.
thing.
He doesn't seem to be a particularly good warrior. He's just in charge.
I think it's like one of those managers who keeps getting bonuses because it happens to be his staff is really good and he doesn't do anything. That's a good way to
describe it. Yeah, he's got great staff. He just lucked out with his subordinates. So we got the captains. First Captain Julius, who's kind of more or less in charge of Fulgrim's personal guard, the Phoenix Guard, because Fulgrim is the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Also known as the Phoenician, which is a completely different word, but they whatever. Anyway, Julius is pretty and well respected all around. He's the Terminator captain, so he gets the latest and greatest armor.
He's a patron of the arts.
Patron of the arts. He loves art, which we haven't seen from any other Astartes yet in this book, or any of these books. There are other legions that do have some respect for art, but this is the first time we see anything like that. And he is literally a patron. He commissions art from mortals. He consorts with mortals. He listens to music. And his perfection seems to be a desire for perfect experience.
Yes.
And that becomes a corruption that we do see, I think, in a lot of real human beings, which is just, it becomes an obsession and an addiction. He becomes an addict.
He gets dopamine addiction.
Yes. And then we've got Marius. Marius is probably the better pronunciation. He expects, his perfection is a lack of failure. He shouldn't fail. That's perfection to him. And so when he perceives a failure, he's arguably, as Solomon points out, he didn't fail. He just didn't meet the exact expectations of Fulgrim. And we'll get to Fulgrim's sense of perfection in a minute. But Marius really expects himself never to fail, and so ends up pushing himself way too hard and becomes a psycho and a sycophant. And also he is doing a constant self-critique, like righteous self-critique. Absolutely, but takes it too far. I think Marius, we see a good reflection of him in one of the artists, Serena de Angelis. She also is just a savage self-critic. And both of them kind of display just a classic symptom of narcissism. A lot of people, I think, get caught up in the idea that narcissism is self-love. Self-obsession, with the extent of that being just that they love themselves and can't see fault in themselves. Not every narcissist is like that. A lot of narcissists hate themselves, loathe themselves, but they're so self-obsessed in their self-loathing that they become completely delusional, unable to see any success or excuse any failure. That really becomes both of their downfall. We've got Eidolon, whose obsession, his perfection is
strength.
He
just wants to be the best winner.
Well, I think what he wants to be the best winner because he wants the most esteem. He wants perfect esteem. He wants everyone to recognize him as the best. And so he has
a real Vegeta complex.
Eidolon wants perfect esteem, so he lies. He is a stolen valor commander.
Yes.
He loves to steal the valor of others. Vespasian is the only other really good guy Astartes we get, actually, besides Solomon. And Vespasian really is not rancid.
He's just also not in the story, really.
Exactly. We see very little of him, so we don't get an opportunity for him to become rancid. But yeah, he's just kind of a golden boy. And then we've got Lucius, who we've spent time with in previous books, the master swordsman, the ultimate killer. He is obsessed with being the best fighter. So I think more than Eidolon, Lucius wants to be recognized as the greatest warrior in the galaxy, which becomes just obsessive vanity for him.
Yep.
He has
reflected
no
in the
ideology.
fact that his nose gets broken and he obsesses over the loss of his perfection.
Yes. And
he not only wants to be the best fighter, he also wants to be the hottest.
And we will get to a scene with, again, Serena, that really highlights how you can take that failure to be perfect and twist it into some new horrible corrupted form of perfection through scars.
If you live in an insane world, that doesn't make any sense how either of these characters got here.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
One other note on Lucius, though, before I get to Fulgrim, the big one.
We got Fabius too.
Oh yeah, we got Fabius, I suppose. We should probably talk about him. Lucius, though, another inexplicable commander. How the fuck did this guy become a captain? You don't see any degree of leadership from this character at all.
Well, the one time you do, he, as we learned in Galaxy in Flames, betrays those people and kills them all.
Exactly. And even in that book, he's not being a leader there. He's just fighting, and everybody else he's in charge of kind of follows his lead. But he's got followers, but he's not much of a leader. Inexplicable command. I don't think he needs to be a captain for any part of his story to work. I don't understand why he's a captain. Whatever. Fulgrim, the big one. We'll get to after Fabius, because you pointed out, Fabius. We should talk about Fabius. Chief Apothecary. lead Doctor Man. His perfection,
a sort of Dr. Mengele of
absolutely.
the Astartes.
He is just a 1-to-1 of Dr. Mengele. No ethics, no care for mankind as individuals, no care for any ideology other than perfecting the human genome, which is just creepy and weird. And he's just one of those classic creepy, weird bad guys, obviously evil supervillain.
He rules.
He does rule. I
totally
totally agree.
Makes drugs,
Yeah,
has like the weird spider, like surgical tools,
Yes,
kind of like a tech priest. Like
his, what's it called, the chirurgeon or something like that. I can't remember what his.
I just look at that, I'm like, is
backpack
this just
called.
a dumb way to spell like surgeon?
Chirurgeon is the Roman word for surgeon.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
It was, yeah. He's just a weird, fucked up guy who even the other most fucked up guy, Eidolon, is also creeped out by Faden.
Yeah, everyone's scared of.
Awesome.
I mean, even Fulgrim's kind of like, I don't know, this guy's
Yeah.
vibes are fucking rancid.
Absolutely. And I will say, some of my favorite 40K books are the Fabius Bile books because they're just pure evil, rancid, vile villain books. And it doesn't pretend to be anything other than that.
Hell
Fabius's justification is always that he wants to see... He does believe in the Great Crusade 100%. Even in the 40th millennium, as a Chaos Space Marine, he completely believes in the Great Crusade. Humanity is the best. We should rule the galaxy, and they'll do it with my help because I'm going to genetically improve them just like Big Boy Emperor did by creating the Astartes. I'm just going to make the next leveled up version of them.
As he says in the book, I will learn your secrets, referring to the Emperor.
Yes. And that's why, like, I love Fabius Bile as a character because he perfectly highlights how utterly fucked up the Great Crusade is. He 100% lives up to its vibes and morals, except that he uses alien genes. But yeah, we'll learn later that the Emperor isn't necessarily living up to all of his own standards either.
Oh,
so
really?
Whatever. Oh, really?
I don't know
there.
what you mean, but
it's less
of
about
course.
aliens, but he's a hypocrite. So yeah, and then we've got Fulgrim, the big boy, the general, the commander, the Primarch, bigger and taller and stronger than all the other Astartes because he's a Primarch. He wants to be the perfect general who has the perfect plans and the perfect tactics, and this is completely hilarious because he literally never pulls off a single plan perfectly.
I would actually
disagree.
I don't think he wants to be the perfect general. I think he just wants to straight up be the perfect being.
Sure. And
because he wants to be better in art too. And that's part of his conflict is he can't create art.
Well, I can't wait to talk about that scene when we get to that later. But I agree. He wants to be perfect in all things. I think, though, my one pushback on the perfect being is that he doesn't seem to have a desire to lead the Horus Heresy. When he eventually does turn and join Horus in rebellion, he at no point says or thinks, I should be in charge of this. He is just kind of all the way down supporting and following Horus.
I disagree, but we'll get into that.
Sure. I think he has moments where he says he kind of wishes he was made the War Master, but he wasn't. And we'll get there. But yeah, Fulgrim definitely does, as a part of being this perfect being, wants to be the perfect general with the perfect plans and the perfect tactics. And every one of his plans blows up in his face in some way, even though he often wins and, ultimately has victory. He never does it the way he wants to do it.
He wins the battle but loses the war.
Sure. Fulgrim is very funny. He kind of just comes across as a big whiny baby for most of the book.
Yes.
Which is excellent. I love it when the most powerful beings in the galaxy are just huge whiny nepo babies. It's great. So I think that's the general overview of these characters. Solomon, our good boy we spend the most time with,
charge up the middle.
Doesn't seem to have these problems. Yeah. He thinks perfection is just doing your best, man.
And that's kind of the book kind of like makes this statement at a few points where the actual perfection is trying to improve yourself every day.
Yeah, and he does say the line, I think about midway through the book, there's a difference between superiority and perfection. Superiority doesn't mean better than everyone else. It means honing oneself. And I do think that's a good line. I've always struggled myself with the concept of perfection. I was always a perfectionist, expecting myself to do wonderfully, perfectly, right away. That classic, gifted kid problem.
Yeah, no, this is a legion of gifted kids.
Yes.
The worst for it.
Absolutely. I don't think we get the story in this book, which is interesting, of how they came to be known as the Emperor's Children.
We kind of do at the beginning where there's mention of the Legion had a disaster early on and they lost almost all their forces, and then...
Okay, no, I guess we do get that story then. I just forgot it. Yeah.
It doesn't explain specifics, though. It's very vague about it.
Those are things I think that show up more in 40K. We find out more. I think we'll hear more about it later in the Heresy, but I can give you the basics. They had a huge genetic flaw.
Oh, yep,
so,
yep.
The Emperor's Children gene seed, the organs that get implanted in little boys to turn them into Space Marines, their gene seed had a major flaw in it. Their gene seed, designed by the Emperor, had a major flaw, and it killed almost all of them. And I don't know if we get this detail in this book, but Fabius Bile is responsible for saving the Legion. Fabius saved them.
That's not in this book at all.
He was a Terran. He was descended from a Terran noble class, actually, a noble family, and he was one of the first Emperor's Children and chief apothecary very early on. And when Fulgrim finally is rediscovered and rejoins his Legion, they get to use his genetic samples from his body to correct the mistakes in their gene seed and save the Legion. And something that's interesting that comes up a lot in 40K is that Fabius, because he's one of those first generation Emperor's Children, still has that flaw. And so in 40K, the only Fabius Biles you meet are clones of the original. He just keeps cloning himself and copying his consciousness into the brain of the clone.
Interesting. So that kind of sounds like a sort of like a elven homunculus, like...
Oh, yeah. And he has all kinds of dealings with the Drukhari, too.
Oh, interesting.
But that's 10,000 years in the future.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah. I think that's it for my general perfection notes until we get to the art scenes with Fulgrim and Ostian. Yeah.
How do we feel about the lair?
The lair. I like them as an alien species. I think they're neat. They're snake bugs.
Doesn't it seem like there's just a lot of snakes for Xenos in this series? Oh yeah, for sure. Because snakes are, they play on that primal human fear, that instinct to run from things that are slithery and scaly. Your instinct isn't to pick it up and go, "Oh, what a little guy."
Apparently not.
Okay.
And they're also bugs, so they're double scary because they've got like bug mandible faces and bug eyes.
Yeah.
They got 4 arms and snake lower halves are snakes, so instead of legs, they've got snake bods. Some of them have wings. They've modified themselves, kind of like that alien species we dealt with in Flight of the Eisenstein.
The Jorgal.
Yeah, the Jorgal. They're a lot like the Jorgal.
That's why I'm like, I feel like we're running out of ideas for Xenos. I feel like there's no good ideas that are happening besides, all right, snake, give it wings, I guess.
And they loved them body mod. That is across the board. Almost every single alien species you meet in Warhammer loves to body mod, and that's gross.
Well, that's every race in all of Warhammer, right? Because
humans do it too. They just don't recognize it as a problem. So you get that. Snakes in particular are often connected with Slanesh for some reason.
Oh, of
Maybe
course.
because of the S sounds. And they're not,
Sla.
yeah. And these aliens do worship Slanesh, that chaos god. The temple we get to on towards the end of this campaign, the very last battle of this disastrous campaign. Because Fulgrim says we're going to win it in a month, even though everybody says usually this would take years, this scale of campaign. But he's got to prove himself the best, and so he puts his legion through the shredder and blitzes through this campaign at an incredible speed, just to show everybody they can.
You know what? I think I know why Eidolon is Lord Commander. It's probably because he's sitting in Fulgrim's ear saying, yeah, that sounds great, man. That's good tactics right there.
Oh, I believe that. Yeah, if any of the captains before Marius's descent is a sycophant, it's Eidolon. He'll just do whatever Fulgrim says he wants to do.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I also, like, this is the first time I don't have this complaint out of all these books. I understand what they mean when this legion fights perfectly and tactically. This legion actually has rhythm to it that indicate they are, like, in sync and in perfect sync. And I think it was nice to finally see a legion live up to what they say.
Yes, I completely agree, because we're often just told particularly the Sons of Horus are the best. They're the best. They're the best. They're the best. And we don't really get told why they're the best ever in these
and we're not
first
really
few books.
shown through movement of action, like,
Yeah, no,
when they're
it's-
doing stuff in the book.
Yes, this is. I think I said this in False Gods. Graham McNeil is actually kind of good at indirect characterization, where they show instead of tell.
Yes.
He also does a lot of fucking telling.
Yeah,
but
he needs to learn to shut the fuck up.
Yes, I think my first note was, Jesus Christ, Graham, get the fuck on with it. So much florid, prosaic detail, and he's repetitive. He literally repeats phrases over and over again. Not so much in this first section. We'll get to the phrases he repeats a little bit later, but he goes on and on and on.
But you're talking about the temple.
The temple, and then later.
Yeah. No, I'm saying you were talking about the temple.
Right now I was talking about the temple.
And then I cut you off.
well, and then I got kind of reminded of another note, though. When you pointed out that they're described as, clinical and precise. That's a direct quote. Clinical and precise. But there was a weird writing quirk there where they're described as they weren't flashy. They were clinical and precise. But why would you bring up they're not flashy? Like, nothing else that's flashy is there for them to be compared to. That line only makes sense if you know that eventually the Emperor's children are very flashy. They become a flashy legion.
Oh, I did not know that.
Legion.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Why is that in there? I did not know that.
Yeah, there's just this weird line. They weren't flashy. They were clinical and precise. It's like, what? Who suggested they were flashy? What?
I think part of the problem with all these books is there's not different situations and different contexts. It's all the same context for the entirety of the book.
Yeah.
And we get just locked into that perspective until this book. To be fair, this book does sometimes do it where they bring into a different, like, an entirely different perspective, which they do with the Eldar.
Oh yes, and that's actually one of my favorite parts of the book is when we get to Eldrad Ulthrain, who is one of the better characters in general in Warhammer. I think. I think that point of the book was where I was most convinced this book is going to cross that line. It's going to finally cross the line into good book. Like, not just fun or enjoyable, but good. Like, it's going to make a decent point. And it kind of does, and then kind of just moves on. I think, so the Lair Temple, to go into more detail, kind of a weird scene. They get to the very center of this civilization of bug snakes, and
they be fucking.
And they be fucking in this temple. It's just a bunch of fuck snakes. And the temple is bright and loud and full of color. It sounds like a million different songs are playing at once. And all the weird colored lights are bouncing off these strange prisms and creating an effect that's barely describable. And there's this funky pink fog, mist, musk that's inundating this incense that inundates the temple and heightens all your senses. And it's just drugs. So
I like how they went to a rave and they went, what the fuck is this?
Dude, Graham McNeil is like the most straight edge writer in all of Warhammer. Like, this dude clearly, I think, got bullied a lot by cool kids.
I think
and
they
now
all
he
did.
I agree. I think that's the part and parcel of being a Warhammer fan. And I think he just really likes to make anything that's not straight edge made out to be just pure evil. Pure evil. The drugs are evil. Body mods are evil. Too much loud music, evil. Too much excessive color and art, evil.
You
Coloring
like sex?
your hair. Yeah, you like sex? You have blue hair? We literally have a blue hair in this book. Bekwakinska, the insane composer woman nymphomaniac who tries to fuck Ostian and gets rejected and then denies him the opportunity to go to the temple, the field trip to go witness genocide.
Well, no, the field trip that makes you crazy.
Well, that's the thing, is like, Ostian is the only character who, and Solomon, because Solomon also doesn't make it to the temple.
Yeah, Solomon
The
gets
only
shot out of the
characters-
sky and has
Right.
a really crazy, like, being like, because the layer world is mostly water, and
Yeah.
so gets sunk into the ocean, which sounds horrifying.
Yeah. And also kind of confusing because this island is floating. So how do you get from the bottom of the ocean up to the floating island city? I think there's a lot of continuity errors in this book, actually, that especially show up in combat sequences. Like, people will be swinging a weapon two-hand. Like, there's one section, actually, when we get to the orcs later, where Solomon is, like, in one sentence, he draws his blade and pistol, and you don't know where his gun's gone. And then literally the next move he makes is swinging his sword two-handed. Where does pistol go? And then the very next move, he's shooting his pistol.
Now, I just imagined he has one of those wee wrist straps for his pistol.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. But that would make sense. But there are
I just
legions
assume
that
that's something. I don't
I mean, there are
want
legions
him
that
to
specifically do that, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You're right. I just also don't want to have the blow by blow, though, because then I can see him doing. Then Solomon put his gun away to grab his sword, two hand. And I don't know if this book needs to be longer. We didn't
I don't
say
know if
this
this
book
author could do that, right?
Yeah. This book is 100 pages longer than every other book we've read.
Yes, it's a fatty. And I think all those 100 pages could be chalked up to excessive detail and repetition. So not well fattened. It's slop. Slop filling out a few tasty morsels. Yeah, I do one other detail. I was like, oh, Faden's gonna love this island. It's full of pathologic streets.
Yes, they don't go anywhere. They're
don't go
confusing. It's a maze.
Just like the game Pathologic. Yeah.
It rolls.
Atoll 19. That's the name of the city. Atoll 19. Yeah.
Marius is
yeah,
extremely pissed off that he has to navigate a maze.
Yeah. And he's really bad at it. But yeah, so Solomon doesn't make it to the temple. What's his name? The Lord Commander Vespasian. Vespasian doesn't make it to the temple because he's not in charge of this mission. He and Eidolon apparently take turns. And
they share command.
Yes, and Ostian doesn't make it to the temple because Bekwakinska gets in the ear of Julius and convinces him not to let Ostian go because I don't know.
No, it's because he wouldn't fuck her. Remember?
Well, I know why. It's because he wouldn't fuck her. Her excuse that she gives to Julius, I can't remember. He is denied an opportunity to see his first ever foreign planet other than Terra.
And he wants to see the ocean specifically because the oceans of Earth have boiled.
Yes. And too bad, so sad, you wouldn't fuck me, so fuck you.
The scene where she tries to fuck him feels like he is in gay panic mode.
Yes. This I think the gay is back, listeners. This book is gay. Or at least asexual. It's gay or it's ace.
It's not asexual. No, it is not asexual at all.
No, you're right, because there are some strong cis vibes, cis straight vibes.
There's some strong incel vibes.
Oh, for sure, you're right. So I wanted to give some credit, like some possibility that it's not just fucked, but it's fucked.
It's kind of fucked. It's kind of. It's
fucked.
only fucked because of where it ends.
For sure. You're absolutely right. But yeah, him squirming away from Bekwa is hilarious. It's like a 13-year-old. Like, he acts like a little boy, and it's really funny. I also love Serena's line afterwards where she's talking to him about it, and she's like, oh, that Coralitis Etica, a harpy, that one. She's an actress, an iterator, and a beautiful woman. 3 reasons not to trust her.
Yeah.
That she literally says this to Ostian. And I was like, yes, Graham, all women are jealous and or sluts. You're right. Of course. God,
especially if they're an actor.
What a fucking incel. Yeah, what a fucking incel, man.
It wouldn't, and the perspective would be different if it wasn't that, like, Ostian was kind of like the good one too, that, like, just got a little bit, his only flaw is he got a little bit too absorbed in his work.
Well, I think there's a deeper flaw than that Fulgrim effectively points out, and we'll get to that when we get to that.
That's true. It's hard. It's hard. It's really hard because sometimes I'm like, that Fulgrim conversation, pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah. So, like, that's what we keep hitting at, listeners, that there are these moments where it's like, oh, he almost got it. He almost got it. That was almost a good point, and then immediately rejects it or moves on to something that's fucked up. It's a very confusing ride for someone who is trying to read these books critically with ideology in mind, which I don't think the authors ever really considered all that much when
or
writing.
They don't consider their inherent, like, ideology that's just kind of like locked in their bones.
Right. The status quo often feels non-ideological to the people who conform to it. Absolutely.
And I'm not even, like, from an ideological point I'm having some issues with this. I'm just, like, kind of like a narrative and a structure of a book. It feels like it's just some things just wrap up in the strangest ways.
Thematic inconsistencies throughout, certainly.
Yes.
Yeah. I do. I really enjoy Julius as a character, pretty much up until the very end. And even then, he's kind of fun.
No, I think I enjoyed Julius all the way through. Fulgrim is the one that I didn't enjoy all the way through. I think Fulgrim's ending is a dud.
Oh, for sure. Julius is pretty fun to watch fall. I do like how his horror that he kind of experiences in the temple. You know, it's like a traumatic experience for him. He's very interested, but he's not necessarily enjoying the experience. But then it becomes an obsession because. And I think that's a very real human thing for a lot of us. A well-known psychological, feature of being a person is that your traumas often become your obsessions and your fetishes. And that definitely becomes Julius. Or they at least your traumas color your obsessions and your fetishes.
Well, and then someone decides to. We'll get into it, but then someone decides to radicalize Julius in the stupidest way possible.
With the introduction to Cornelius Blake, spelled Blayke. A stand-in for William Blake. Yeah.
Do we have anything we wanted to say about the rest of this part 1 before we move on to part 2?
I think we're ready for part 2. Yeah. I think we've given it plenty of setup.
Yeah. All right. So part 2, the Phoenix and the Gorgon. Ferrus Manus and his Iron Hands are fighting the Diasporics, a group of humans who work with aliens. Fulgrim comes to help. Eventually, they defeat the Diasporics, even though Ferrus ignores Fulgrim's perfect plan. Fulgrim starts hearing a voice in his head that fans his rage. Serena starts painting with blood from her self-inflicted wounds. Ostian works on a marble statue of the Emperor. Bekwa composes a symphony inspired by the music in the Lair Temple. Fabius starts his first experiments on Eidolon. and is also the first nude Astartes in the Horus Heresy. First Captain Julius is radicalized by reading William Blake.
Love it. Great. You're so good at these summaries. Yeah, a moment I really enjoy is the lead up to meeting with Big Brother Ferrus Manus. And Vespasian is looking over all the troops, and he's like, "Oh, I don't know how I'm gonna handle 2 Primarchs in one room.
No.
They're both so hot." Is basically what he says. I'm paraphrasing, but not by much.
And Julius also remembers the time he first met Fulgrim and forgot his name.
Yeah, he's too hot. He forgot his name, he does it again when he meets Ferrus. He for a moment he forgets his name. So good.
I like the scene where Ferrus Manus' first captain, I think, or whatever, Santar.
Yeah, Santar.
Santar watched as Ferrus Manus stood nearly naked before him, his servants washing his iron-hard flesh and applying oils before scraping him clean with razor-edged knives. Great. That's gay.
Yeah. Super... Yeah, classic Roman gaylords. I love it. Wonderful. No notes. I will say, though, in the descriptions of Ferrus Manus, literally like 4 times in maybe 10 pages, we're told he and or his legion have a molten heart. They have a fiery heart.
And
the fiery heart
skin.
of their home planet Medusa. Yeah. Hey, yeah. Ferrus Manus, the man with iron hands, Ferrus Manus, meaning iron hand, is the Primarch of the Iron Hands, and he pilots a ship that also means iron hand.
Yeah, Ferrum.
So
he pilots the Ferrum.
Yeah, just no subtlety.
There's another ship in his legion called the Iron Will.
Yes. It's great. No notes.
There's the Iron Forge.
Yeah, it's all iron all the way down.
Yeah. It's stupid. This is like the bottom barrel of Warhammer names to me, I feel like. It's just Ferrus and iron all the way down, and I had to just set my book down and go, I can't believe this is stupid. How does anyone ever think this is serious?
Generally they're like the least well-respected legion of all 18 legions. By the fan base, I mean, like they get the least amount of love, the least amount of attention, the least number of named characters and unique models, and there's pretty good reason for that we get later, especially in the Horus Heresy. They're not very present, except for a couple characters, but I do like Ferrus though, despite all of this, because he's so simple. He's funny to me as a super unbelievably simple character. He gives Vespasian a big hug when he meets him.
Yeah.
He's like honestly, Ferrus Manus is the best dad of all the dads we meet in these very dadly stories. He's a good uncle to the Emperor's children. Like he shows, kindness and respect, and he's excited to see them.
Unk showing up with his newly forged weapons.
Yes. He gives gifts to all his brothers, we learn. He likes to make weapons for his bros. Very simple.
The first time
he had no desire to be War Master, apparently.
Nope.
He just wants to fight good, man.
Yeah, the first time Ferrus met Fulgrim, it was love at first sight, and then the bros stripped down to their waist and made weapons for each other.
Yeah, it's so good. They weren't intending to make weapons for each other, despite the fact that they make the perfect weapon for the other guy instead of for themselves, which is kind of dumb.
Yeah. Ferrus
like
makes
delicate
sword.
pretty boy. Yeah, delicate pretty boy Fulgrim makes a big fat hammer. And Ferrus makes this ostentatious flaming sword for no fucking reason.
Now, I will say it really does kind of cheapen Ferrus that he is not the crafting Primarch, even though for all intents and purposes he is, but also it seems like every other Primarch who wants to be a blacksmith is one.
Yes. One of the other characters, one of the only other Primarchs we spend like any time with in this book, Vulcan, is the craftsman.
No, he's not. That's Ferrus Manus. That's what this book was setting up, right?
Vulcan is the craftsman.
I hate this. I hate this so
Yeah.
much. This makes no sense.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. But when you've got 18 Supermen and they each need to be special, sometimes they blend a little bit.
You can. I'm sorry. I do.
You do realize we have another. You do realize we have another legion called the Iron Warriors, right?
I
and
do.
They're separate
I
from
do.
the Iron Hands.
Yeah. Don't worry. I had a complaint about that too. I'm like, you can't
Yeah.
do this. Also,
Iron
the
Warriors,
Primarch has the dumbest
Iron
name next to
Hands,
Lehman Russ. It's
Perturabo,
Perturbo.
Perturabo, which just means the perturbed one.
Jesus Christ.
And he's the grumpiest Primarch.
Great.
It's so
Love
good.
that.
It's so good.
I love that the
Yeah.
Primarchs are basically Snow White and the Seven Dwarves.
They are. Oh my god, that's a great description. The 18 dwarves.
Except they ran out of ideas after 7, and so they're like, I don't know, this one's, I guess, angrier. Because you know who's also really perturbed? Ferrus Manus. He is the grumpiest motherfucker, though, even though he's really nice at the same time.
And it's funny because, like, to even add more repetition to this, Ferrus Manus's home culture, the Medusan culture, is a snowy, icy world of warrior tribes who do battle with each other and great, horrible beasts.
Wait a
Which
second.
is exactly the same as Lehman Russ and
Wait a
the
second.
Space Wolves.
Wait a second.
Exactly the same as the Space Wolves.
Now, is that the same as
Yeah.
the Luna Wolf? No.
Right? Like so many stupid commonalities.
Like,
Anyway.
as a tabletop GM, I promise you can be creative in making 18 guys very different and very distinct.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can. I don't know that they can.
I love this. When Ferrus Manus marched among his warriors, any joviality was sacrificed to his warrior persona, a ruthless war leader who demanded perfection and despised weakness in all things. I'm like, motherfucker, you can't say Ferrus Manus demanded perfection. That's the other guy in this book.
No, that's their thing, though. That's why they're such good buddies, is because they both really care about perfection. They just got different perspectives on perfection.
I guess, yeah. Well, and here's another great thing, though. Also, Ferrus Manus has a war councils. He held his war councils in a room without chairs or formality, where debates and questions were encouraged. Spoiler alert: he does not like debates nor questions.
Absolutely not.
What the
even
fuck
from
is
his
happening
fellow
here?
Primarchs.
Yeah.
Even from his fellow Primarchs. Yeah.
This book is lying to me. This book just lies to me, and then
It
shows
really
me a
does.
completely different thing.
It really does. So they're doing battle with the Diasporics, another human faction that is doing basically nothing wrong, just trying to mind their own business. The last thing that anyone says from their faction before they're wiped out and thrown into slavery is, "We just wanted to be left alone."
Oh, it's brutal. Because
Pretty
the
brutal.
cool thing that's happening is they kind of have this fleet. I think it's implied they live on a fleet,
Yeah.
right?
Well, they're living in a diaspora, right?
Right,
They are
yeah.
a migrant fleet
Yep.
of migrants. They're humans who have made an alliance with some alien species. So they're like Star Trek and Battlestar Galactica combined.
Yeah.
They're like a Battlestar Galactica Federation. And
They're
doing nothing wrong.
They're collecting fuel on a solar collector, which is really cool.
Yeah, they're not exploiting, the resources of a planet. They're just using solar collectors, not hurting anybody, but they consort with aliens, and that's evil. So, gotta blow them up. No excuses. And this is where we get that rancidity from Solomon, because boy, does he not like that.
Yeah, the very idea of such bizarre creatures working, living, and fighting alongside pure-blooded humans, descended from the people of old Earth, was repugnant.
Nasty. And we get, like, it's frustrating because we do get, like, a good line from Solomon in that sequence where he's talking about hang on, let me find my note. He's talking about how, leaders, give their directives to their followers as he's criticizing these aliens. But every warrior is responsible for his own actions, even as he follows the commands of another. Like, that's a really good point. But he's using that point not to criticize fascism, but to criticize the humans in the diasporics who are just following their leaders by having friends who are aliens. What? That's stupid.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good because this is where the book understands this. Especially, it only works because the alien says all he wanted was to be left alone.
Yes. And so we're still in the phase of the book where it's possible the author gets it and is making a good point.
And maybe they get some aspect of this, right? Like they can play out the scenarios where in their worldview it makes sense that this is ridiculous. But I think other parts of the worldview come rearing its head, especially when it comes to sexuality and love.
Oh, and on that note, to go backwards once more to the first section, I forgot, I put this note in a dumb place. Serena, when she first reaches the Lair Temple, specifically says, as she's approaching the Lair Temple, she loves the towers that surround the temple because they are, quote, gloriously masculine.
Oh, right.
So they're just big old dick temples. And that's why she thinks they're so great. So good.
Look, I can say that because I'm dick crazy, but she can't say that. I hate that.
Wonderful. It's the whole sequence is pretty fucked up as they're doing battle with the diasporics. They're just butchering their way through these ships, blowing them up willy-nilly. Even the civilian ships that are a part of this flotilla, fuck them all. The battle leading up to the capture of the command ship for the diasporics, Solomon actually wins the day. He gets there before Fulgrim, and Fulgrim is so mad. He's so mad that I didn't get to be the one to take the command, Bridget. It should have been me, man. It was going to be my greatest, most glorious moment. So hilarious how much of a whiny baby he is. And then he has that schizophrenic freak out where the demon in the sword he stole from the temple, he's having an argument with the demon in front of his men.
Yes.
And just yells, no, I won't do it, or something like that. And nobody says anything ever about that. Nobody does anything about that. Nobody questions him. They just kind of roll with it as he has this schizophrenic moment.
The Emperor has no clothes.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. The Emperor's children's Primarch has no clothes.
He's in his loincloth, ranting and raving.
Excellent.
I like there's some good Fabius stuff. Oh, I just had it. Ah, crap, I lost it. I just had it in my notes and then I just lost it.
Well, in this sequence, Fabius learns how to connect all parts of the brain to their pleasure center.
Yes, that's what it is.
And he just kind of chooses to do that for everybody.
Yeah,
I don't know what the obvious benefit of that is, but he does it for everybody he performs surgery on. You all just get to experience pleasure in all things. Pain, suffering, doesn't matter. Everything is fun now.
Yeah, everything's fun now. This is going to be pleasurable as I cut into your body.
Yeah, which is actually a pretty good critique of our modern culture, where it's just everything's got to be fun. Everything's got to be pleasurable. And if it's not, people have no taste for it. You see that a lot as a classroom teacher. Oh my God. It is, you are assaulting these kids from their perspective if every step of everything you do isn't fun. How dare you? How dare it not be fun?
That's on the society.
Fun is important to learning, but
fun is important to learning.
Society.
But it's the society that tells kids, hey, you got to constantly get that next dopamine so you can survive in this world.
Yes. And now the Emperor's children get to be those kids. All the TikTok obsessed, short form content loving, jewel pod hitting, the kids these days. And we're all kids these days.
Yeah,
frankly,
we're all kids these days.
Every adult I know has all of these problems.
Yeah, the grand experiment's being run on all of us. It is unrestricted of generation.
For sure.
Fabius also invents a new drug, like a new steroid.
Oh yeah, super steroids, so you can push your body even harder. Even though Astartes all automatically have built into their bodies an organ that generates drugs for them, and it's a part of their armor too. Their armor can will automatically put drugs in their body before combat and during combat and when they're wounded, and he just makes a better version of that, basically.
Yeah, makes a better version, and then Solomon at one point says, I'm not taking it. I don't know where it comes from," which feels very. It really feels of a moment now, huh?
Oh yeah, very anti-vax.
This is the Maha movement. I don't know where it comes from. I'm not ingesting it, and by that they mean I don't know the influencer peddling it to me.
If I can't pronounce it, it shouldn't go in my body. Which is just more incentive to eliminate our educational system, so people can't pronounce shit. Yeah, totally fucked. I think that's a pretty good summary of this section. Fulgrim and Ferris leave on not so great terms because Ferris wouldn't follow his perfect plan, which
Ferris
might
engages.
not have worked.
Yeah,
I mean, like none of Fulgrim's plans work in this book, really. And I mean, I don't know how badly Ferris fucked up, given that they did completely win the victory.
Well, and not only that, remember, Ferris actually saves Fulgrim because Fulgrim's ship is under fire as it's trying to board the command ship. And
you are absolutely right.
And Ferris saves their life, throws their ship in front of the firing line.
And it's mentioned at the cost of probably thousands of lives on his ship.
Yeah.
To save the
idiot
one
brother.
boarding his idiot brother who does an unbelievably reckless assault. Like, yeah, it's purely in the name of glory too. He's so mad at his brother for not following his plans that he's going to try and steal the glory for himself, and doesn't, and that's why he throws a fit.
Yeah, doesn't, and then gets really pissed off at his goodest son.
Yeah, Solomon, who, I mean, wouldn't you be proud that your son did the thing that you thought only you could pull off, and he did it by
only
himself?
I can do it. Fuck that kid.
Yeah, fuck that kid. It's great. Are we ready for section 3?
Oh, yeah. Part 3. Visions of Treachery. We see the Eldar, a.k.a. Elf, Farseer, Eldrad, bad name, bad first name, Ulthran, who is a leader of the craft world Ulthwé?
Ulthwé, yeah.
Yeah. We see him get a vision of 40k and Horus being a royal bastard. Fulgrim makes art that is too perfect, and Ostian points that out to Fulgrim. The Legion discovers worlds so beautiful that Fulgrim refuses to conquer them. Solomon is worried that the Lair Temple, which he couldn't go to since his ship crashed, changed the souls of those who went. Serena kills a poet to have more paint, and also does the grossest thing in all of these books so far. Fulgrim meets with Eldrad, who gives a warning about Horus's betrayal. This pisses Fulgrim off, and Eldrad sees that Fulgrim is already corrupted by Slaanesh. They fight, and Fulgrim bombs the beautiful planets with the Life Eater viruses.
Which he's not allowed to do.
Hey, that's against the order of the world. That's against the liberal order. You're not supposed to do that without the Emperor's permission.
You can't use those weapons of mass destruction. You have to use these weapons of mass destruction.
I point to the bloodiest fucking Primarch Angron. You got to use this one.
Yeah. Throw your boys at it, not disease.
Elves are cool.
Yeah.
Elves are cool in this.
Elves are cool. Yeah, the Eldar are a pretty cool faction. They grow their own technology, and in the Warhammer universe, they sing their technology into being with psychic songs. So they grow this bone-based metallic substance called Wraithbone, and all of their tech kind of uses Wraithbone. Their mechs are just like Wraithbone robots possessed by the souls of their dead. They have hover tanks. They have
Balrogs.
Yeah. Well, they have an avatar of one of their gods that they send into battle. And the process of creating an avatar of Cain, that's what that thing was, is pretty wild. You have to take one of your greatest warriors, and he has to basically like sacrifice himself to temporarily become an avatar of their war god and guaranteed to burn out and die eventually. So you have to sacrifice one of your greatest thousands of years old perfect warriors to have a temporary super warrior. So a big sacrifice on their part to get that power. You don't get that in this book, but that's
that's not in this book at all. I'm just saying,
that's stuff Warhammer fans know. That's stuff Warhammer fans know.
I guess I still am the lost.
You always will be too.
Especially since I forget a lot. More. I also forget a lot too.
Yeah, the Eldar are cool. Eldrad is a very important character. He is a far seer. He can see pretty far with psychic thought. And he's also, kind of he's strategic in his negotiations. He has absolutely no reaction to any of Fulgrim's little like clumsy jibes that are trying to get him to react and reveal himself.
Calls him a witch.
Calls him a witch and just has no reaction and successfully shares the fact that he knows things and is a wise person without saying, and I'm also psychic. Does not reveal that. This definitely is the sequence where you're like, oh, okay, so Fulgrim, he's not destroying these planets because they're so beautiful. That's like the least insane thing a Primarch has done. Like, leave
Solomon is pissed.
Yeah, and Solomon's pissed about it, which again makes him pretty rancid. He's so mad that we will, and it's crazy because even he realizes, like, he's like, wow, these planets are absolutely wonderful. They're beautiful. It's a shame the Mechanicum's going to destroy them, but that's the way it is. Too bad. Just no critical thinking whatsoever. Pretty funny.
I love when they land.
Marius.
And, well, yeah, you should keep your helmet on. You don't know for certain the air is breathable. According to my armor, it seems fine. The Lord Fulgrim hasn't taken his helmet off yet. Just like a little Marius. Come on.
Yeah. And there he is, Solomon, breathing the air. He's fine. And they're like, no.
Solomon's thought is, it was a shame that the coming of the Imperium would forever change this world, but such a change was inevitable, for it was a matter of record that had been claimed by a 28th expedition in the name of the Emperor. Within days, Mechanicum pioneer teams and prospecting rigs would descend to the surface to begin the colonization process and exploitation of its natural resources. Evil. Evil, evil, evil.
Yes, absolutely evil. That was the point where I was most convinced Graham gets it. And then it's kind of all downhill from here after this. A few little glimmers. So remind me, are the Fulgrim and his failed busts in this
it was before this. Yep.
Okay.
Fulgrim, well, they were perfect.
Yes, perfect in every. So, and I do love that scene. I actually unironically love that scene. His busts suck. He's trying to be an artist because, as Ostian points out, because Fulgrim goes to Ostian and is like, dude, why do my busts suck? They're perfect. And Ostian's like, yeah, they're perfect. That's what's wrong with it. There's no humanity in this. And I love that because, like, that asks a few questions, I think. Is it meaningless because and inhuman because it's too easy for Fulgrim? He's a perfect being with perfect ability. It's like, of course he can sculpt perfect details. Mm-hmm. Is it meaningless because he doesn't actually love the people he's depicting? He's only sculpting these sculptures to be recognized as perfect. Is it meaningless because he's just a warrior and a soldier and he doesn't actually get the point of art?
Or is it
Probably
meaningless because he's a fascist and they don't have the heart to make art?
All of those things, I think.
I think that's the main one, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Great art isn't about reason. It's about what comes from the heart, said Ostian. You can work with all the technical perfection in the galaxy, but if there's no passion, then it is a wasted effort.
And Ostian struggles to share this with him because he's so hot. He's so intimidating beautiful. Yeah. How could you ever criticize him? But I think I do like Austian's point because, again, timely for now, it's a killer argument against AI art. Fart, as I like to call it. Garbage. It's not art. Because even with technical perfection, if AI generated garbage was capable of technical perfection,
right? And
there's no passion, there's no person, there's no goal. It's wasted effort. It's garbage.
It's slop.
It's automatically garbage. It's slop. Yeah, Fulgrim can only produce slop.
Yeah.
And also another
Fulgrim, an AI machine that just got good.
Yeah. Basically, he's just a living 3D printer. But I mean, like, Fulgrim is his leaving that scene is really funny because he throws another fit. And,
I love his
it's
fits.
too perfect. It's too perfect. Sure, I guess everything. If it's too perfect, then whatever. I guess I'll never make art again. I'll never take hand to chisel or chisel to rock or something like that.
It is of no matter, said Fulgrim acidly. I see it was right to have spoken to you. I shall never lay chisel to marble again, for I am clearly wasting my time. No, my lord, that's not what...
Yeah, classic gifted kid problem. If I can't do it perfectly the first time, I just won't do it. Yeah, if I can't be the bestest at it, I won't play. Classic. Love it.
Lucius all of a sudden wants Serena to paint him, which is really interesting.
Just I guess Lucius being vain. We get a brief moment with Lucius and Tarvitz in this section where once again Hey, Faden, did you know that Saul Tarvitz is a line officer through and through, but has the makings of greatness in him? Have we heard that yet? I don't know if anybody said that in any of these books.
Here's the funny thing. Solomon kind of just says he has no greatness in him, actually. He's just a line officer.
That's his first reaction, and then the second time Solomon meets him, he's like, yes. No, he is a line officer, but he has the makings of greatness in him. Lucius sucks. Solomon's like the only character who makes comment on the fact that Lucius is not a leader. He's not a good leader. He doesn't say that, but he's like, what is the point of this guy? Is Solomon's perspective on Lucius.
Yeah.
But yeah, we get Serena. She refuses to accept compliments on her work.
Austian goes to her like, "Hey, you're looking pretty bad." And also, okay, so this raised a lot of questions for me, not just like how you like write a woman looking bad, but just kind of about the Imperium in general.
Yeah.
So when Austian sees her, the book says it was a woman, but one he would have expected to see hawking for loose chains from the gutters of a downhive sump. And I'm just like, I guess there'd be beggars. I never thought about that before. But also,
the Imperium has slaves. Of course they have beggars. I mean, like, it's because remember, it's specifically stated that the humans who are still alive after they finish beating the Diasporex are all put into slavery.
Yeah.
So like that's part of this perfect vision of the Empire for the Emperor, that there will be slaves.
Yeah. And then my next question is, are there corporations?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. I just never heard of a single corporation name. It seems like all state-owned economy. See, this is what
they don't get named. I think they almost never get named.
But they do exist.
You'll get like these pseudo-techno feudal societies, and they kind of each... So like you'll have like the king of a company, basically, which is basically the same as companies. But
so that's so my question is...
There are companies and businesses. There are companies and businesses.
But are they all state-owned?
Yes.
Okay.
They all have... Well, they all bend to the state. So they all pay tribute to the state and do what the state says. So yes, it's a fascist society.
Yeah, it's fascist state-owned corporatism.
Yes.
Okay. That was just a line that just sent me spiraling in a weird direction. I'm like, I guess I've never thought about it before.
Yeah. I love how Serena almost immedately jumps from self-mutilation to murdering people for their body fluids. And oh my god, and the first man she seduces with a drink called Mama Wana. Mama Wana. Marijuana. So she gets him with the Mama Wana seduction. Yeah. Again, Graham McNeil, straight edge to the bone.
Well, also another thing before that happens, I do want to point out is when she like cries in Austian's arms, his heart went out to her, though the wiring of his male brain could not understand the strangeness of her affliction. Why are you so down on yourself? This must be a lady thing. What the fuck?
My note was, Austian has too much, quote, boy wiring in his brain to understand doubting yourself? Like, what? Like, so I guess for Graham McNeil, being a man is just part and parcel, or never doubting yourself is just part and parcel of being a man.
Yeah, having convictions is being a man. Like, sure, you make mistakes, but you're sure-footed.
Rancid incel vibes again. Yes. My final note for this scene was, and we get this later, this comes up later, is what we were hinting at earlier. Fuck Austian. Because his friend is clearly going through a depressive episode, and I think Austian is the stand-in for the author in this book. He's constantly glorified as working hard, and I get so mad, because he gets mad at her. He storms off from this I don't get you and your self-doubt thing, because she says, oh, it's so easy for you. Which is something that a depressed person will say to their friend who's always happy or seems always happy. Like, I don't understand why you're happy and why things are easy for you when they're hard for me. That's a classic depressant move.
Yeah.
And Austian basically says, fuck you, I work hard, nobody gets how hard I work, and he just leaves. And she is literally mutilating herself, and he sees this. She is in utter distress, and he leaves. And he puts this little ad in there to, I think the author throws this in to maybe defend himself. Maybe he's done this once. That's my secret theory.
Yeah, it's hard because, people are writing things. They don't write their lives usually. So, like...
I think there's some self-insert here, because we get this random... But he stormed off because he's disgusted with himself. He realized that, he had a bad reaction to her, and so he storms off because he's so mad at himself.
Yeah.
It
is willing to show the flaws of Austian, which I do like.
It is. Yeah, I like that too. And honestly, I kind of like this in a way, because that is a real thing that people do. People will storm off and act like they're mad at somebody else when they're really mad at themselves. I actually do this a lot myself. I will appear mad at someone else when really I'm mad at myself.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel that. But I don't know. Fuck Austian.
It does feel very, very specific in a way that does feel personal. I mean, I guess let me read this. You think it's easy for me? Let me tell you this, Serena. Inspiration comes of working every day. People think that my talent rises each morning, rested and refreshed like the sun. But what they don't appreciate is that, like everything else, it waxes and wanes. It always seems so easy for those without talent to look on those who have it and say that it's easy for us. But it isn't. I work every day to be as good as I am, and it annoys the hell out of me when mediocre people assume an air of knowing better than I do what makes good art. Appreciation of others' work is a wonderful thing, Serena. It makes what is excellent in others belong to you as well.
Which is a beautiful line at the end. And the first chunk is giving off adjacent to incel vibes.
Yeah. It also feels like a frustration that has just built up, or like it's also something you don't see at all. Anyone talk about his art this way? Which is
no.
Again, my main complaint with this book, also one of my main complaints is, hey, you're doing really good with this mortal stuff. Remove some of the combat and add more of that mortal stuff, and maybe like build this out more so they can hit a little bit harder.
Absolutely.
Even with 500 pages, they still don't do enough with the mortals again.
No. Yeah. I think the mortals in each of our books so far have been generally the more interesting characters.
And just thrown away.
Every time. Yeah.
Even
thrown away or just unbelievable leaps in character development.
Yeah. This is probably the book where they're the most thrown away, I think.
Oh, for sure. This is definitely a very, very Astartes-focused book. For sure.
Doing the fucking astronaut meme. Wow, this is really an Astartes-themed book. With the gun behind you, always has been.
Yeah. Absolutely. Is this the sequence where Fulgrim gets to Horus, or is that in the next part?
That's in the next part. Yeah, we still haven't actually talked about how the meeting goes with Eldrad.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, you
Bad.
hit it in your summary, and yeah, it goes bad. Fulgrim shows up. He's pretty willing to listen for the most part, and then the second Horus's loyalty comes into question, fuck this, we're gonna kill the aliens.
I have a question. Isn't Saul down there too?
Tarvitz?
Yeah.
I think so.
Now, did everyone hear this? The horse betrayal part?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
There are a couple weird plot holes in this book, actually.
Well,
because,
it's not a plot hole. It creates a weird narrative inconsistency of the other books.
That's kind of what I mean.
Okay.
There is a plot hole though. When Fulgrim gets to Horus, there's a plot hole. In what he specifically says, no, never mind. I'm leaping way too far ahead now. When Fulgrim comes back to Ferris, there's a plot hole, but we'll get to that later. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah. So the talks go bad. They immediately launch into an attack. And
he punches the Balrog.
Punches the Balrog, strangles the Balrog to death. His hands get singed, but that's about it, really.
I like how the elves have teleportation.
Yes, they do. That's what you knew that. You played Battlefleet Gothic Armada.
I didn't know that's what they were doing.
The webway portals?
Well, I knew about webway portals, but I didn't think they had, like, Star Trek Beam Me Up, Scotty teleportation, too.
That's what the webway portals are. They're
I thought they just transported ships.
No, there's webway portals can transfer you from a ship to a planet where there's a parallel portal. You've also played
oh, they did do that in Rogue Trader.
Rogue Trader, yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I just forgot.
I
just forgot when I read that.
Yeah,
it just felt
the big gate on your farm planet.
Okay,
yeah.
The way it was said, I thought it seemed like a sky beam opened up and they were sucked up, like very Star Trek-y, as opposed to just, a giant round Oblivion Gate portal.
We get the description of the giant doorway, but it's not described as a portal that they're stepping into, but it is one that they're stepping out of, during the battle where they send waves and waves of aspect warriors
also
against all the different rainbow colors and outfit designs. Those are specific units in the game, of course.
Of course.
That the author barely describes because he expects you to know. So you get striking scorpions.
I was like, okay, they're the gay squad again. Gay.
No, it's lore.
Me when I thought it was gay. No, it's lore. I like the.
So
I like.
That's that.
Yeah. So I have a question.
Yes.
Lightning strikes were mentioned. What are lightning strikes exactly? Because in Battlefleet Gothic, by the way, we played Battlefleet Gothic for our other podcast, Club Flashpoint. If you like this, you should definitely listen to that. What? Are they teleporting with lightning strikes?
So
wait.
Yep. So the Imperium does absolutely have Beam Me Up Scotty technology.
Oh my god.
But here's the thing.
Of course.
Apparently only Terminator armor can do a lightning strike. And because they have special homing devices in their armor. That let them do lightning strikes, and it's also super risky. It is not always accurate, or it doesn't always work because you're getting shunted through the warp. So,
the humans are bad at this.
They're really bad at this. Yes. For a guy who wants nobody to believe in spirits, demons, or otherworldly entities, the Emperor sure loves using warp tech, doesn't he?
Yeah. One of my favorite parts is Eldrad going, "Oh fuck, you're already corrupted. You don't even know about chaos, and you're using the warp like you are. What are you doing?"
Yes, exactly. He's like, unbelievable. Kill them all. We're done here. Yeah, and he's right.
He's right. He's right to do it.
Yes. Yeah, well, we'll come back to the topic of why the Imperium's using warp tech despite what the Emperor says later, because we get hints throughout this book, especially in the next section where we talk about why the Emperor sucks and why people are willing to turn against him. He abandoned them to go do something. And he won't tell anybody what he's doing.
Okay, another issue with this. I think this is probably an issue with Warhammer in general. I think they are keeping their cards too close to the vest about what the Emperor exactly does. And not in a way of like, I want to know what they're doing. I think in a way that could create like narrative dissonance that's effective and like colorful.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you. That I have a very similar note. I like the Emperor's hiddenness in these books is a massive detriment to what they're trying to do. Like if we got more glimpses at the Emperor and what he's doing, I think we'd have much more interesting contrasts and contradictions.
Well, and we'd have more dramatic like irony.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And we don't. So, okay. This they are in some respect doing that because again, these books are for Warhammer fans who are already fans of Warhammer, and Warhammer fans already know what the Emperor's doing.
Okay. Don't tell me because I think that's just kind of fun to just be
I agree. I think that'll be a fun mystery to wait until it pops up because for somebody who would take because I think what you're doing is a logical thing to do. Oh, the Horus Heresy is the what leads up to the 40K setting. Then to understand the 40K setting, I should read the Horus Heresy. But that's
I don't think it's logical to say, you know what's a good idea? Let's take a 5-year podcast project and read all 64 books of this Horus Heresy.
Well, I mean, there's nothing good about what we're doing, really. But
this is a net negative in the world.
Yeah, except for how much fun we're having.
I'm having fun. This is a net positive for me.
Right. And having fun's all that really matters. That's the point of this book, right?
Thank you, William Blake.
Yeah.
I love how much Julius is like, damn, this guy's so smart.
So yeah, my notes on William Blake. So William Blake, philosopher, writer, mystic from the 17th, 18th century, one of those two.
Something like that.
Anti-reason, anti-authority. He likes Milton, but he also kind of likes Thomas Paine, but he also loves mysticism of like every stripe, and he loves misunderstanding the mysticisms of other cultures.
He seems like like religion, but in the way that it's fun.
Yes. He's all about exploring every possible experience as the path to enlightenment and divinity. You learn everything, do everything, experience everything. How else can you know what the world's all about?
And I can kind of see it, but
sure. But we do. So there's some good stuff here, I think, in that Julius is a good guy who just wants to understand the horrors of what he was exposed to on Lair.
Yeah, he wants to untangle his trauma, and then he found Jordan Peterson telling him to make his bed.
Yes, exactly. It's not that learning is inherently bad, but learning the wrong things in the wrong setting with the wrong context can certainly be bad. So, so my note was that it could be an interesting point if we also got to see other characters exposed to this stuff who don't turn out bad, but we don't.
Yes, that's the issue.
Everyone exposed to this information is irreparably corrupted forever, and it's nothing but mere chance that prevents the corruption of others, which makes me think, Graham, are you in favor of censorship? Are you in favor of, severe totalitarian crackdowns on art and expression? Because that's kind of how this reads.
And, again, if it had the perspective... Well, if it had the perspective of people experiencing chaos are able to resist it because there's actual good in their hearts, and then they get fucked over because of it, that's interesting. I don't know if it's interesting.
We get a taste of that with Vespasian.
Yeah.
He gets, but again, he is too perfect and too good, and that's why that's literally it. Literally,
he's flawless.
He's flawless. He's basically described as a flawless being, and that's why corruption doesn't get to him. Stupid. But that's for the next section. I don't want to give away too much. But so we do get the Iterator who exposes Julius to all of this stuff. A throwaway character once again.
Tobias, I think.
Yes, Tobias. Yep. He's read this stuff, and he's not corrupted, but he didn't see the Lair Temple. So I don't know if he counts.
Yeah, and again, it's not spending enough time with the humans.
No. And I think there could have been another. This is another place where there could have been something really cool and special here in this message, because like I said, it's true that people exposed to, information is not inherently evil or bad.
Right.
But exposed to the wrong people at the wrong time in the wrong context, absolutely. Because
And with the wrong teachers.
Exactly. There are millions of Americans who are inadvertently convinced that Nazis were cool, actually, because of the movies, video games, and History Channel TV shows that they were exposed to.
Yeah, media teaches you how to read it, and if you're reading heroic depictions of fascists, this is what happens. Your brain, and especially when you have no actual like moral fiber or like good like nation moral fibers, right? When your myths and legends and your ideologies come from stories and like movies and TV, this is what you get.
Yeah, especially when they're heavily romanticized bullshit propaganda versions of history.
Yeah, and this is also like Lord of the Rings does this, right? Like Lord of the Rings is going to probably be brought up next section because that's important.
Sure. Yeah. But like just one last note on Blake, because so like Julius, another almost gets it moment from McNeil. Julius likes Blake because, and he says something along these lines, because Blake sees mankind as a microcosm of the divine, which is very similar to the ideals of the Crusade. Humanity is perfect, the obviously most perfectest species, and that's why we win. Manifest destiny is a phrase that comes up over and over again in this book, and everybody just thinks it's natural and good. And
except for Eldrad, who's like, what are you talking about?
Except for Eldrad, yes, he's like, wow, that's monumentally arrogant and fucked up.
Yeah, take it from a species that thought that.
And yeah, he even admits his own fault. He's like, he has a humble moment. He's like, we literally ruled the galaxy and we fucked it up. So a quick note here. Why are Eldrad and the elves showing up randomly in this book? Because Slanesh, the god that corrupts Fulgrim and his legion, was created by the Eldar. So the collapse of their empire created the chaos god Slanesh.
Yeah, it's said at the very end of this book. It's just like the last cries of a dying race.
Yes. So, but to get back to Blake, so like Julius says, not just that. I mean, he's interested not just because Blake sees humanity as an element of the divine or a microcosm of the divine, but because there's he specifically says that he really likes Blake and respects Blake because he was a very popular writer of his time, and collated lots of information from lots of other famous people that he names. And then Julius says he didn't read any of those other authors or influences that Blake is combining together into his own unique thing, but he trusts that he could look it up if he wanted to. And that is like almost a good point, because all kinds of people do that all the time. They take like a summary of shit or some critic's take on an author or a famous speaker or a politician, and they just like, oh, well, I respect this author, so their opinion of this other person must be completely accurate and a perfect depiction of what that other person was like. And so people convince themselves they understand Tolstoy because they've read what somebody said about Tolstoy.
Well, and here's the other thing, though. Like, that can be viable unless you don't critically critique and analyze the person that you say you respect, because it's one thing where you go, I like this person's writing and reading. I like read the things that they like talk about. I like read what they're writing, and then I kind of like look at the world. I look at the things I like and try to like kind of come to like a sort of a synthesis of what I sort of view, as opposed to just following. It's like this,
but that
like
requires critical reading, as you pointed out, and that requires at least a glance at the things that person is talking about, besides what they're saying about it.
Or engaging with things that are similar, maybe, and like coming up with your own opinions about those, and kind of taking ideas from here and there and synthesizing your own thoughts.
Right. You don't have to read every theory to understand the basics of those theories, but you should at least consider other perspectives on them. Yeah. That's the end of my Blake notes. I had to go off on that.
No. It's important. It's important for this book, which is wild. Yes. It's wild. I was sitting there like, wait, they're talking about William Blake.
Well, this is McNeil, though. Like, McNeil does this to some degree in all of his books. Yes. Like in False Gods, it was Milton. Yep. In this book, it's Blake. He brings up a few other mystic traditions. He brings up a lot of like elements of Jewish Kabbalah in A Thousand Suns. And we'll get there in a few books.
Well, and also, I mean, we got to talk about the obvious thing that Warhammer also is just
it seems completely influenced by, which is fucking the evil asshole Aleister Crowley.
Oh, yes.
Like this a lot of this like that was another thing I was thinking of. I was like, man, these English
concept of chaos magic. Yeah, absolutely.
These English assholes are just so influenced by the like canon.
Yeah, even if they know he's a bad guy and they will say openly that they hate him, they're still absolutely dominated by that canon.
They're reading Alan Moore and going, "Oh yeah, I see."
Yeah, I was telling you before we recorded that I was listening to a sycophant's review of this book. A big-time Warhammer fan who has nothing but nice things to say. And one of their honest, like, good complaints was that, yeah, it's kind of weird how the only references ever brought up in these Warhammer books are, like, British canon from, like, 300-year time span.
Yep.
And, like, nothing else from human history is ever mentioned.
I would simply make up some things,
stories.
too. You know?
Right? Yeah.
This is one of my problems with a lot of these stories where they always like reference like the past media and stuff. They never just make up a guy too and be like, oh yeah, Jason Blorbo and his like 50 treaties on why this sucks. Like nobody ever like makes up a guy whose like art is important to the world.
Quick plug for good sci-fi, my friends. The culture books. Because the culture books do that. The culture books by Ian Banks absolutely do that. They create history and they put it alongside like tiny touches of real history, but it's mostly made up history. You get real mature takes on warfare and elaborate governments and totalitarian systems alongside non-totalitarian systems, and you get genuine satire and critique. Read Ian Banks if you want interesting good sci-fi. That's my recommendation. But are we ready for the next act?
Are we ready for part 4?
Let's do it.
Threshold. A bureaucrat named Ormond Braxton assigns Fulgrim to investigate Horus. Fulgrim, looking unhinged in a loincloth, accepts this and now speaks to the portrait of himself that Serena made. Lucius meets Serena, who teaches him the joy of self-harm. Fulgrim meets with Horus, as we saw in Galaxy in Flames, but we get the closed-door meeting now. The best character, Erebus, along with Horus, convinced Fulgrim that not only has the Emperor betrayed them, he is also going to become a god. Fulgrim helps out Ferris with an orc incursion. Solomon escapes the plot to have him die by orcs thanks to the help of the best boy, Saul Tarvitz. Fulgrim meets up with Ferris to sway him to Horus's cause. This results in a duel between brothers as Fulgrim knocks out Ferris but doesn't kill him. We get scenes of Solomon on Istvan III that ends with him accidentally assisting Lucius in killing his fellow loyalists. Lucius kills Solomon.
Good. Yeah, absolutely unhinged scene with the bureaucrat and Fulgrim, where Fulgrim is just... He's been whiny throughout the book so far, and now he's just crazy pants. He has gone totally fucking bonkers. And... Again, it doesn't seem like anybody's saying or doing anything about it at all. And it's pretty fucking obvious that he has lost his goddamn mind.
The odor of uneaten food hung heavy in the air, and not even the perfumed oils can mask the stench of rotten meat. Room's a mess. I'm leaving plates with food on it. I'm in my underwear. I put out my grease paint, my white grease paint with my black eyeliner, and it's all running and shit.
I'm talking to my sword.
No, I'm talking to my painting.
Talking to a painting with a sword in my hand.
Which, we didn't mention this in the last part. So Serena kills a poet.
Yeah. Yeah, and she uses his blood and cum and her own shit and piss.
I hate this. I hate this so much. In a good way. It's great. It's great.
Yeah.
This is it. This is the thing that actually grossed me out. When she started describing how she was using her waist to get the darker colors to become more rich, I wanted to die. I wanted to
We're
disappear.
in the grim in the dark now, baby.
Yeah, for real. Jesus.
Yeah, it's yucky. So good. So yucky.
Basically makes the Francis Bacon's like the Screaming Pope painting, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Just Fulgrim though. I just imagine it's a screaming Fulgrim, and Braxton looks at that painting and says, "This sucks. What the fuck?"
Yeah, it's like the proportions are all wrong, the colors are wrong. It's just ugly, and it also smells. Yeah, it's great. I love the scene with Horus convincing Fulgrim to join because it doesn't take very much. And then the very last line that Horus delivers to Fulgrim is so unbelievably cheesy and gay. I love it. I had to write it down. Horus, at the end of his huge long speech about everything that's happened to him so far, summarizing the first 4 books, basically, the Horus's arc up to Istvan, just tells him everything. Eidolon's there, or not Eidolon, Erebus. Erebus is there.
Erebus is there, like, I'm a little worm, and Horus is like, shut up.
And apparently, McNeil says this was 3 days of storytelling. For 3 days, Horus has to tell him. How does it take? How many hours is that? 72 hours? Yeah. How does it take 72 hours to tell a story?
Well,
That's
because
crazy.
Erebus is there. Because Erebus is there, like, adding details.
I guess, but, like, crazy pants. And then, okay, but that line that I'm talking about that really sells it to Fulgrim is, I need you, my brother. This is from Horus.
Yep.
I need you, my brother. I cannot do this without you, but you must do nothing against your conscience. My brother, my phoenix, my hope. Wing your way through the darkness and defy fortune's spite. Revive from the ashes and rise. Oh my God.
Fulgrim met his brother stare. What would you have me do? I love it I love it when a motherfucker says, what would you have me do?
I cackled. I cackled out loud when I read that sequence. It was too funny. Too funny. Too good. Love it. No notes. Stupid. It's great.
It's great. It's perfect. Pitch perfect.
Yeah. And then it kind of funny because Horus really thinks that, like, he's like this great orator, and at the very end, the demon in Fulgrim's head is like, bro, your speech was stupid. If it wasn't for me, Fulgrim would have literally turned around and told on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, love that. Great note. Is the demon lying about that? Maybe he is a demon.
No,
but
the demon
I don't think
isn't.
we're led to believe that. We are not led to believe that.
Because the thing about this entire heresy is it's actually not a guy doing it. It's actually the forces of evil doing it, and that's the real problem. Because that's, unfortunately, this story. This story isn't about a man named Horus turning his back on his daddy. This is a story about the demons chose a man named Horus to turn his back on his daddy.
Yeah, and this isn't about Fulgrim's fall into corruption. He accidentally picks up a pretty sword one time and then is just fucked.
Yep.
He's just fucked.
There's
nothing he can do about it.
He already lost because this was planned all along.
Yeah, stupid. It completely defeats the purpose of the fall.
And it would be better if we had constant scenes of Erebus going, hee, they're about to enter phase 6.
Right, of my decades-long plan. As predicted. Yeah, would have been way better. Random note, in this sequence we see the legionaries using more and more drugs more and more frequently.
They're getting jacked.
They're getting jacked. And I can't stop thinking about, like, the parallel we see with U.S. Special Forces, who are, especially the Navy SEALs, notoriously zooted to the fucking gills all the time. Well, like, if you didn't know, listeners, the American Special Forces are, like, famously fucking ripped all the fucking time on crazy amphetamines and sillier stuff and traffic drugs as a part of their practice.
They're speedballing.
Yeah. Check it. What's that book? The Fort Bragg Cartel.
Yeah.
Check that out if you're interested in that concept. Yeah.
The other thing too is it's not even just like in this book it's kind of tame because it's only the soldiers. I mean, look at what our CDC and like FDA is doing, where we're allowing men to basically get whatever steroids and drugs they want to give them more gender affirming care.
Yeah, so long as you agree that you are the way the birth certificate says you are, you can have as many drugs as you want.
But only if you're a man, though. That's the other thing. Women don't get this treatment, actually. Only men do.
But they do get surgical modifications if they want without a doctor's consultation.
That's true.
You absolutely get gender affirming care if you're a cis woman.
Yeah.
But
only the pretty ones. Only the ones about aesthetic,
yeah.
not the actual medically necessary ones. You can't get an abortion.
Right. Well, and even when women want breast reduction surgery, they go through all kinds of shit with the doctor saying, "Are you sure you really want breast reduction surgery?
Are you sure you got
sure?
great
And
tits?"
And you want them
basically the
that
vibe.
small? Because somebody we went to school with got breast reduction. I don't know if you knew them, but they got breast reduction surgery, and the doctor specifically was like, "Are you sure you want?" Because I think they requested A cups or B cups, and the doctor's like, "Are you sure you want?" Because they had like triple zillion whatever end of the alphabet letter cups. It was causing them all kinds of medical problems.
Right,
They're like,
back pain.
Please, please, can I have the smallest boobs possible? I don't even like them at all. And the doctor's like, I don't know. And they requested B cups, and they got C cups. And because of the nature of that surgery, by the way, over time they grow back a little bit. And they fill up with fluid, and so they're back to D's again. But anyway, yeah.
That's awful.
Fuck doctors.
doctor.
Fuck doctors. Yeah.
Fuck this
American
medical
doctors.
fuck this medical system. Also, if my doctor, you're listening to this for some reason, you actually rule. It's nice to have a gay doctor. What were we talking about? Orcs.
Some book. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Orcs.
This sucks. This is where I'm like, okay, this book, I was so high on this book. I was having a great time. I was enjoying myself. Yes, some things were stupid. Yes, there's some incel vibes here. And then we get to the orcs.
This is more or less your first narrative taste of Warhammer.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Because you get a tiny glimpse of them in not Rogue Trader,
Battlefleet.
Gothic Armada. Yeah, but that's like one-liners, with football hooligan voice saying, "Here we go." That's it, like this is
and also them being pirates,
genuine.
Which I didn't mention then. Also feels very coded. That they're the pirate faction.
Yeah, but now they're like this is definitely a taste of that good old-fashioned Warhammer racism.
They got thick
they're always
skins.
referred to as green skins. They're green. Yeah, they've got thick skins and they're green skins, which is, certainly not a parallel to anything people say in the colonial world that we live in about a certain group of people.
And definitely not Tolkien's inspiration for Lord of the Rings, which is how we have our modern inconception of orcs.
Yes. The other, the great, horrible, tribal other with totems and technology that they use but don't even understand. And how could it possibly work for them? And
do they even have a language?
And do they even have a language? Yeah, Solomon wonders, do they even have a language? They're making sounds that sound like language, but I don't know.
And all this for just a couple pages, and then it's done. Then it doesn't matter at all.
Orcs
why?
for like literally like 3 pages and then no orcs.
It's like a drive-by racism. I'm so confused.
It certainly is. But this is, remember, from the author who gave us those hideous, swarthy humans.
Not even
in
that.
book 2.
And also that black girl from
that black girl.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
Where I think fucking Abaddon says that to Loken about Mercedes.
Yes.
Oh,
the black
rancid
girl. Yes. Yeah.
Rancid Graham. Graham.
Come on, man. You can do better than this.
I don't think these authors are bad people. I just think, English, being English really does psychic damage to your morality.
Certainly. Genuinely, I'm sure these are nice guys. I bet you they're nice guys with who wouldn't actually hurt a person intentionally, I bet they're decent. And I think you're right. I think they're kind of falling into tropes that they're not even recognizing the harm of.
No, they just have no conception of this. And from all indications, I don't think anyone in Warhammer does.
No, I was just going to say, I think most of our Warhammer haters, don't get it either. I don't think and that's why they're so defensive. Because, or the haters of Warhammer haters is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why they're so defensive, because they're good people. They're not, they're not intentionally racist, but that's the thing people misunderstand about racism is that you don't have to have willful malice towards a group of people to be racist.
Yeah.
You
People
can
still don't
just-
get that for some reason.
Yeah, they still don't get that.
Like it's been told to them, but I mean, you know, this is the problem of living in an exploitative system. It really is a fucking bear.
Yes. So, we get back to Ferris.
Oh, Solomon was supposed to die. That was the other
Yeah, Solomon's
thing.
supposed to die. He's supposed to die pre-Istvan 3.
He's supposed to die in the Orc incursion because Julius and Marius are supposed to support him in the war, not the War Master, but Fulgrim's like, nah, hang back.
Yeah.
And then Saul Tarvit's like, I'm a good boy, I'm saving you.
Yep. He hears their call for help, and he abandons his objective just to help them.
What a good guy.
He is a good guy.
I do like that Saul Tarvitz basically does drive-by good boy stuff. Like just bursts into the scene. Hey, remember me?
Yeah.
I'm kind of cool, and then leaves.
Yeah. Oh shit! I just jumped in my notes. Sorry.
That's okay. We go back to Ferris. You know, Fulgrim has to
Yes.
tell Ferris, hey, you know, what if we did a betrayal?
Here's the plot hole. Because he's like, what if we did a betrayal? The Emperor has lied to us, gives no evidence that the Emperor has lied to them, just says that somebody said to him that the Emperor lied, and therefore we need to turn against him.
Game of telephone.
Stupid argument for a man as simple as Ferris. And here's the thing. Fulgrim is like, okay, but if you don't join me, you'll die. Because, Mortarion and Angron and Horus and Lorgar are prepared to strike. Lorgar of the Word Bearers, who is backup for Ferris in the assault on Istvan 5. That line alone.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
they just thought, hey, he was lying.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a plot hole, baby. That's a plot hole.
That one's a little. The fact that anyone could think that Lorgar and the Word Bearers were on the up and up is so funny.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to see them in the book Betrayer, which is coming up pretty soon.
Can't wait. That sounds great. One of my favorite things too. So. There's like a forge that Ferris has, and it has all the nice weapons he's made and stuff and have been given. And he says this line that makes no sense because his ship is the Ferrum's constantly described as an ugly piece of shit. It's just like iron and bronze. And
I love this part that you're about to describe.
And
Yes.
Ferris says, ugliness is a measure of imperfection. You of all people should appreciate that. I'm like, bro, your ship is the ugly ship. What are you talking about?
And he almost immediately contradicts it after that too. And it's like, why is that not a line coming from Fulgrim in this conversation?
Yeah.
It makes no fucking sense.
Then you must be
all.
perfectly imperfect, said Fulgrim, his smile robbing the comet of malice. I'll leave being pretty to you and sanguineous, my brother. What? You just said.
Yeah.
Motherfucker. And you're talking about this like sick dragon gun you made.
Right. It makes no fucking sense at all. Total inconsistency. As we progress through this act,
I don't blame Graham for this. I blame the editor.
No, yeah, I agree. I think the editor definitely missed some things in this massively bloated text. Again, I think the repetition, I don't necessarily blame Graham for that. That's an editing problem.
Yeah.
Like, an editor could have easily highlighted that and been like, hey, you've said this exact phrase 3 times so far. Can we try a different one? Like, that's an editing problem. It's so funny, though, just how much McNeil hates sex. When we see Ostian... he can't stand going to the bar anymore because there's just orgies there all the time.
He's
and
a Puritan.
all the art's basically porn now, and that's yucky.
I lost my mind. I'm like, this is the shit fascists are saying now.
Yeah.
This is the shit liberal progressives say now.
Even better, Fulgrim has tattoos.
He's getting eye tats.
He's getting tattoos, and his hair is super intricately braided, and he has piercings. oh no, like what? Come on, who fucking cares about tattoos and piercings and pretty hair these days?
Well, of
What
course
the
you
fuck?
would say that, Uncle.
Yeah.
Not all of us can
But-
have piercings and tattoos and pretty hair like you.
Everyone can have tattoos and piercings, and you can buy a wig.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, seriously, like it's brought up a couple times that somebody is hideously tattooed and pierced, and it's like, what? Like, okay. I think this all goes in line with
Fucking
Becca
straight edge.
having blue hair, and then in the wonderful opera we'll see in the next part.
Oh, forgot to mention, Beckwith also fucks women. That's another sign of her degeneracy.
Oh, right. Yes, she's gay. Yeah. As gay as these books are, they sure don't like gays. Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah, it's very funny. Contradictions rule.
I love contradictions.
Me too. Is this the section where we get Fulgrim calling out Ostian, or is that in the next one?
Oh, we already. Oh, that's in the last bit. That's in the last bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, you're right. You're absolutely right, because that's inexplicably shows
this
up
is
after
we
a
get
very
the
important
the
scene.
first duel between Primarchs. And this
Yeah,
one.
and it's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's I hit you and then you hit me and then I knocked you out and then I don't know. Fulgrim's choice to not kill Ferris doesn't make a ton of sense.
I mean, I think it does. Brothers. You don't like it makes sense.
But at this point, he feels pretty committed to Horus's cause.
Yeah, I think it works once. I think if he were to,
Yes.
let's say, had a qualm after doubling down and then not wanting to kill his
God.
brother for whatever reason, doesn't work in a story about the corruption of someone.
Yes, we'll get there. I agree. Like terrible moment there. But yeah, so
We get
Fulgrim beats Ferris pretty handily, actually.
yeah.
Pretty easily, it seems. And maybe it's because Ferris has never ever considered it possible that someone would betray the Emperor.
Yeah,
This is
well,
all
it's also
such a
his
shock
bro.
to him. It's his bestest bro. Sure, okay, I'll take it. But yeah, pretty short, quick fight. I do love that sequence where the Phoenix Guard in one simultaneous, perfectly fluid move behead the 10 Moloch Terminators of the Iron Hands. That's kind of a sick moment.
I like how it
And then-
Warlock as if I'm supposed to know what that is so many times. I kept forgetting they were Terminators.
Yeah, they're just the elite Terminators of the Iron Hands. And then Julius
Stab Santar right through the heart.
lightning claws him right in the torso, and then rips out his guts, and then somehow he survives. Only to
Somehow
die in a
Santar
very-
is alive. Has returned.
only to die 50 pages later.
It's so funny.
Yeah, pretty stupid.
The only other named Iron Hand guy, basically, I think, too.
Basically, yeah. Well, there's the one captain of the one ship that takes Ferris to Istvan 3 ahead of the rest of his fleet. And he gets... Because remember, way back, there's that inexplicable moment where one of the captains has failed in some way.
Oh, Ball
when they're
Hand.
fighting
Ball Hand.
Yeah, when
the
they're
guy with
when
two
they're-
iron hands. Ball Hand.
Yes.
Again, another
when they're-
bad
when
name.
they're fighting the Diasporics, yes. I do like that, though, because his punishment is he gets an Iron Father to co-command his ship with him.
babysitter.
He gets a babysitter. He gets an extra dad. Yeah.
It's so
Great.
funny. It's so
It's pretty funny. It's dads all the way down. Yeah.
I don't know how people don't enjoy Warhammer and go, this is the funniest fucking shit I read.
Yes, right? Like this shit is objectively funny. Okay, are we ready for the next?
No, because we haven't
what are we
talked
missing?
about Serena teaching Lucius the joy of self-harm.
Oh yeah. Cuz he wants her to paint him, and she's like, "Oh, your nose is
Is fucked up. Does some asshole fuck up your nose?
Yeah, and he's like, "Yeah." And he touches his nose, and he's clearly very upset about
That
it.
rat
and she's
bastard
like,
Loken punched me in the training cage. He cheated. We were supposed to do a sword duel, and he punched me.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It wasn't fail. It wasn't fail. Yeah, great. The man who wants to be the greatest warrior of all time doesn't like it when a fight's not fair. Okay.
I know. It's so funny. I've been waiting for the scene to figure out what is Lucius's connection to Serena. Because in Galaxy in Flames, it's like, wow, Lucius has come back with all these scars and stuff because he learned from Serena De Angelis, and Saul's worried that she was a bad influence. And no, it's just this one scene where she just gives him a knife, and then he just does it.
Yeah, she's just like, let me show you. Like, look what I did. I cut myself so I never forget the terrible things I do. He's like, oh, okay, I like that. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. I'm like, it takes nothing. Are you kidding me? This is bullshit.
It takes nothing.
They should have had multiple scenes together.
I do. So the thing I like about this, though, about Lucius, is this totally is how a narcissist acts. Like, when they fuck up, they're like, no, I'm going to make this fuck up my whole fucking thing now. Like, this is good, actually. My thought was that I was going to be perfectly flawless, and now I'm going to be perfectly flawed.
But why does he listen to her? What actual connection does he have with her to take this step? If it was someone that they had a relationship with, like this was like a person in his life, and then he took the step with her, I like that. This just feels like we got to throw it in because we got to throw it in.
Yeah, there's no good justification for this move. It's just like, oh, yeah, well, he's got to be the scarred guy that we know in 40K, so let's scar him. Let's scar him. Yeah.
I have not even thought about the fact he's in 40K. I forget that. Yep. I forget that could be even a concept. I didn't even... That's funny.
Yeah, isn't it crazy that some of these incredibly fucked up characters will somehow survive for another 10,000 years?
Yes, it is. It is objectively insane.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, shit. Okay, now we get Solomon and his last days on Istavan 3, where he just happens to be one of the dead bodies, which I do like this a lot.
So, I like but Lucius tricking him.
Yeah, it's good.
That it's great. Yeah, he walks up and Lucius is like, "Help, brother! They're trying to break through,
brother! They're after me!"
And then Solomon kills his own men. And then Lucius is just like, gotcha.
Yeah. Guess what? Hey, buddy. Guess what you did? Look at them. Don't they look a little wounded and tired? That doesn't seem right? And then Solomon's like, oh my god. And they get stabbed and killed.
Stabs him right through the chest, and huge missed opportunity that Solomon doesn't look down and then look back up and say, right up the center. We should have had a callback to right up the center, right up the middle, because that's Solomon's thing. He always takes them right up the center.
The one good
phrase,
bit.
It's like his catchphrase.
Yeah. I love how everyone's like, no, don't, sir, don't say what you're about to say. He's like, guess what I'm gonna do, sir?
Yeah,
no, sir,
we're going right up the middle, and
sir. And then he runs off, and he's like, goes. He just goes. He doesn't even give him time to react.
And that would have been such a good Lucius line. Like, for Lucius to say, right up the center. That would have been good, but Graham, you missed it.
To be fair,
and a miss.
To be fair, I don't think you need it, because honestly, the one good moment in the orc thing is, oh shit, they're going right up the center.
Yeah, they're doing my thing.
Yeah. I think that's already the
payoff.
That's the payoff.
Sure. Yeah, rule of threes, because that is the third time right up the center is brought up. Yep. So sure.
He does see the sky though right before he dies, and I'm like, dang, rip.
But
idiot.
Yeah, final good boy moment. Final good boy moment. He's not thinking about himself or his men. He's like, oh my god, this war means billions and billions of people are gonna die.
Oh my god, this war means 40K is gonna happen. Shit.
Yes. Yeah.
I love how much this book is like, 40K's coming, you fuckers. You're not ready for 40K.
Yes. No, you're not.
It's about to get way worse, though. I can't actually point to how materially 40K is worse than 31K.
It's not the Imperium isn't more fucked up in 40K. It's really not. It's just that the Imperium is struggling in 40K.
So, but it feels like there's a lot of assertion that the Imperium's about to become fucked up, right?
Yeah, for sure. But nobody within the Imperium realizes this until it's too late.
Right, but even the elves are like, things are, it's fine now, but it's actually going to get bad. And I'm like...
So I'm saying nobody within the Imperium recognizes that they're about to collapse until it's collapsing. Whereas in 40K... pretty much everyone is aware that everyone's completely fucked and we're on our last breath here. But
it seems like materially in the world, it's already like that.
It should be obvious, right? It really should be obvious.
It's not that it should be obvious. I just think, is it asserting that this is good? Because it feels like the books are asserting that a lot, too, especially when they bring up visions of 40K. They're like, you think it's bad now. It's about to get a lot worse. And I'm like, yeah. It feels the same still, though. I won't lie. It doesn't feel materially different enough for me. And maybe that's because we don't get...
No.
I guess maybe I'm just not experiencing 40K that much is actually probably what it really is.
I think, I mean, that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
But I think part of the problem that we're seeing here, though, is that 30K gives 40K fans the wrong impression, because if none of the characters see this bad shit coming down, except for the Eldar, they don't see it coming. I feel like a lot of fans just kind of interpret the Great Crusade as an actually good thing.
Yeah. I feel like that interpretation
that fascism
there,
isn't
though,
a problem.
Text.
Yeah, fascism isn't a problem. We're just not doing it right.
Fascism's only a problem when the trains don't run on time.
Exactly. Which is so fucked up.
Solomon grieved for the future of grim darkness that was being hammered out on the anvil of Istvan III, and hoped that those who would come after them would forgive them for what they had allowed to happen.
Bum, bum, bum. And then, are we ready?
Yeah. Oh, we do get the scene of Fulgrim pissing off Horus intentionally. That is in this part.
That's in this part where he
where he's like, sorry, couldn't get Ferrus Manus to come on board. Sucks, huh?
Is this before or after Fulgrim tells off Ostian?
This is
I'm getting
before.
Mixed up. Okay, then yeah. Yeah, Fulgrim's enjoying how much he's pissing off Horus.
Yeah.
He's just being a brat. Just being, the opposite end of a whiner, which is a brat. Yeah.
His will was stronger than I anticipated, is what Fulgrim says. Or you simply had an inflated opinion of your own abilities, says Horus. Yes. Would you have me kill our brother, War Master? Asked Fulgrim, hoping that Horus would not ask such a thing of him, but knowing that it is what he wanted to hear. For I will, if that is what you desire of me.
But even then, Horus doesn't say, yes, you should have. He's like, perhaps you should have.
Yeah, perhaps I do.
So even Horus is kind of weirdly unsure of whether or not they should kill the brothers they're going to have to kill.
Yeah, they don't want to kill their bros.
Weird.
I get it.
Guess.
I get it. Like,
I just like they have both so completely fallen so horribly far that it's just kind of weird to me that they'll betray their dad, but they won't betray their brothers.
I mean, it makes sense when you think about Horus sees the original sin being the father betraying the sons, right?
Yeah.
And so Horus feels united in the fact that we're all fucked over by daddy. So obviously you should join us because that is the correct choice.
That's a good point. Okay.
Part 5?
Part 5.
The Last Phoenix. Lucius is experimented on just like Eidolon. Fulgrim kills Ostian by pinning him with an evil sword on his newest creation, a marble statue of the Emperor. Serena sees Ostian's body and decides to impale herself with him. Becwa premieres her evil opera, Maraviglia. Maraviglia?
The Maraviglia.
Maraviglia. And everyone in the audience starts fucking or killing or both. Demons are summoned and the orchestra along with Becwa are killed. Marius picks up an evil French horn and starts blasting sound waves into the audience. The Battle of Istvan V happens, and Horus wins by having the World Bearer, Iron Warriors, Night Lords, and the Alpha Legion betray the Iron Hands, Salamander, and the Raven Guard. Fulgrim beats Ferrus, but cannot seal the deal and has the demon inside of him kill Ferrus. Horus learns that Fulgrim is taken over by a demon and promises to free his brother. Fulgrim is trapped in his shit painting.
Yep. the Fulgrim grease paint makeup,
It's so
clown
good.
face scene
Sad
with
clown.
Ostian.
But Doctor, I am what's the fucking sad
Pagliacci.
Pagliacci.
The cracked grease paint is just wild.
It's so
Absolutely
good.
wild choice.
He looks like a sad clown.
But Fulgrim is absolutely right in that scene because Ostian has apparently spent months in isolation. He knew his best friend, Serena de Angelis, was mutilating herself, and he felt guilty about the way he treated her, and then just doesn't do anything about it.
And then decides to continue his work and ignore it.
Yeah, I'll just ignore it.
Yeah,
and Fulgrim's like, bro, if you had even stepped outside of this fucking studio, you'd have known what was going down. You wouldn't have completed the statue of my mortal enemy, and you probably could have gotten out of here. But you're too much of a dumbass, so I'm going to stab you. A fitting end for Ostian, in my opinion.
My Lord Fulgrim,
then-
Ostian said, through tears that spilled freely down his cheeks, I do not understand. No, said Fulgrim, advancing towards him and forcing him step by step towards the statue. You don't, do you? Like the Emperor, you have been too enraptured by your own selfish desires to pay any mind to that which goes on around you. Remembrancers vanished and friends betrayed. When all you once held dear is crumbling around you, what do? You abandon those closest to you and forsake them in the quest for something of supposedly higher purpose. So, like, if Ostian is kind of a bit of a stand-in, it's like, hey, sometimes you devote yourself way too much to this. And I will say, I just read this for the first time, the dedication. For my friends who kept me sane through the long, dark watches of writing the madness.
You know, I didn't read the dedication, so that's a good point.
That's a good, yeah.
Yeah, there is some decent self-reflection here. Again, Graham McNeil probably is a good guy, to some degree. But I will say, Serena's weepy return to Ostian. I should have listened to him.
Yes.
I should have gone to him. He could have saved me. He was
was
just trying to save me. And then she impales himself in a hug of Ostian on the sword attached to the statue.
It is the worst
So her-
shit ever.
This weepy suicide, that feels like an incel fantasy, right? The girl who rejected you, or the girl who you just couldn't save,
Right.
finds your dead body and then kills herself in a final hug of your body as
When
she
she-
weeps and wishes you had saved her.
When she finally realized it was you all along.
Yeah.
It's
Incel.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. It's so gross.
Yeah.
Oh.
Very revealing scene.
Yeah, and like, why couldn't any of these mortals have stuck around and be like demonic artists for Fulgrim? Why couldn't we have Serena painting her shit Sistine chapels? Like,
Yeah, why can't we have, like, hell priests that are not Astartes?
right? Why couldn't Bekwa just be the conductor to the hell orchestra?
Right,
Like,
because-
why?
Because as we see in the Maraviglia, that's literally what they can do.
Yeah.
Like, with their art, they can summon demons.
Yeah,
and that's
you-
crazy.
You don't
I
have to
love
be
the
Astartes to
Maraviglia.
summon the demons.
Right. I love the Maraviglia.
It's the
I think
coolest thing in Warhammer.
It is the coolest thing in war. It is the sickest scene. It is so fun to read. Julius, a great funny moment here, has no memory of experiencing feminine splendor. And then he sees Bekwa's obvious womanhood, in quotes, her obvious womanhood, because she's wearing a dress that's see-through and has cleavage that goes from her neck to her navel. Like the cut of her dress goes all the way down to her pelvis.
Yeah, let me read this because it is
Please.
the most amazing thing ever. Julius nodded, and though he had no real memory of feminine splendor or any frame of reference against which to compare her, the composer's curves and obvious womanhood stole away his breath. Julius has felt such stirrings of emotion when he gazed upon his Primarch.
Yes. Gay?
Gay! Gay, gay, gay!
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So gay. So gay.
I'm like,
Yeah,
I like get it. I know me personally. I'm like, I love seeing the gayness and things. I like making up the Yaoi
yeah.
and Yuri, but this this
you
feels
are notoriously good at making everything into yaoi.
Yeah, because it's fun. It's fun to imagine when like Yuri and yaoi is happening on the page when it's actually not happening. Like the only way to get through House of Dragons is to pretend that like Rhaenyra and Alicent are like in love with each other and it's toxic Yuri.
Yes.
Like shit like that. But here this book is constantly just saying it out loud.
Yeah.
There's also,
and it's just so funny to me that it's like it's part of the horror that this man is attracted to a woman. It's pretty
gay
funny.
panic. He's having gay panic.
Yes.
I forgot to mention too during the Serena scene where Lucius was like, "Whoa, you're killing people," and she cries to him, trying to tug on his male like brain, comfort brain.
And but Lucius doesn't give a fuck. He's just like, we'll care.
Okay, whatever.
She's like, he raped me, and that's why I killed him. Lucius like, oh, then that's fine, whatever.
Yeah. Fucking. Ugh.
Yeah. Also kind of a weird, gross moment there that we kind of missed. That she excuses the murder that she does because
by making up a sexual assault, which is
another very incel-coded moment.
Yikes!
But back to the cool shit, the Maraviglia.
It's so good.
I mean, we get this unbelievable excess, like the Lair Temple cranked up to 1 million, like lights everywhere, candles everywhere. Birds, so beautiful songbirds hanging from cages everywhere on top of the music that's blaring from 1 million speakers and the chandeliers and the gold plating and
the instruments are made out of like these weird pipes and like horns and like it's like strange and new.
They look like weapons and I don't know. It's all so fucking crazy. I love the actress Coralina Seneca's dancing, how she dances and sings until the song takes hold of her and her corpse is being puppeted by the music, and she whips around and twists and dances. She dances so hard that her bones break and turn into powder.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
While
That's
singing,
so fucking crazy.
screaming.
While singing. You're screaming. And then the music's just moving through her corpse, which is a crazy visual. People fucking and killing each other in the audience from the music.
Now,
the very few people who don't like it put their hands over their ears and try to leave,
and then get killed.
The audience immediately jumps on them and kills them.
Yeah, Rip Tobias, the archivist that was in there.
Yes, the iterator.
Yep.
It
kind of coward move to not have the Astartes fucking. I won't lie. Instead, the Astartes just kill.
Yes. They have no other outlet, I think the book says. And so they just start murdering people.
I mean, like, why couldn't the Astartes start fingering? Come on. Like, come on.
At least. But they do start eating and wearing the bodies of their victims, which is awesome. Marius and Eidolon get locked in their chairs with their jaws dislocated. They're screaming so loud. And then Marius jumps into the pit to murder the audience with a death saxophone.
Well, no, because the music kind of stops at first because the hot demon ladies get summoned and they tear apart the orchestra and Bequa.
Yes, the dancer who dies
or something.
Her corpse gets possessed by a demonette. Slanesh. Demonette, and I love the descriptions for the demonettes because they're described as they're just so unbelievably sexy, but also loathsomely disgusting because they only have one boob and they have tattoos and piercings.
Stupid.
It's so funny to me. Like they're unbelievably sexy and sensual, but they're also ugly because they only have one boob and. It's like, I don't think anybody in Graham McNeil's life has survived breast cancer.
Well, it's not even that. I don't think like anybody who writes these books are actual monster fuckers. I think we need monster fuckers to write these books.
Yeah, for sure.
Give me a crack at this.
It's just so funny that the tattoos and the piercings once again are a sign of evil. I love that. Love it. We get the birth of the Noise Marines in this scene. That's what they're called, by the way.
Yeah, I saw mention of Sound Marines. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know what that is. that's disappointing. Is what I said. I was like, that's a thing. No,
Noise
my favorite
Marines
part
is how they're referred to. Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite part is when the demons basically kind of like line up in like a dance formation. There's like 6 of them before
Yes,
they go on their
six is
killing.
the sacred number of Slanesh.
Okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Just a Warhammer thing.
Yeah. Marius picks up the evil French horn and starts blasting the audience.
That's awesome. Yeah,
I
it's
could
great.
not stop cackling when he did that. I'm like, this is the goofiest shit ever. This is what I wanted from sound weapons.
Yes.
Someone's playing a stupid looking French horn and it's killing people.
And then we get to Istvan 5, and
then the book ends.
Yeah. I mean, it's so boring. And
I
this
fucking
is
hate
great.
this battle
I mean,
so much.
Besides the crazy racist and incel stuff we brought up, this is, I think, Graham McNeil's biggest flaw as a writer is he sucks at writing combat and violence in general. It all becomes like, it reads like a history book where it sometimes, romanticizes certain movements and formations and stuff, but it's all so vague. Like the consistency of the moment-to-moment combat is inconsistent and vague and boring and dull, and I don't know. There's also just like other weird, I mentioned the inconsistency earlier where like Solomon has a two-handed blow and then there's a pistol in his hand and then it's not in his hand. It's way worse in this sequence because we see Julius, who is always armed with lightning claws, and then he's described as having a sword, and then he's described as having a glaive. And I guess that's just me, weird, combat nerd, but like He has lightning claws and a sword and a glaive, and we never see him switch between them or lose any of those weapons. He just has all of them. And that's not something that's ever normal for Marines in Warhammer, really. Like, you have your weapons for your combat, and those are the ones you use. And I don't know. It just feels wrong to me. And again, the descriptions of the fights are pretty boring, except for when Julius has a fight-gasm. That's a pretty funny moment. And then stabs, what's his name? The first captain of the Iron Hands in the dick. That's great.
Again, he stabs him. He stabs Santar again.
But this time he stabs him in the dick.
He stabs
which is
him
just
in the dick.
Yeah, right in the pubis. It's wonderful.
So we also see other Primarchs that we barely see. They just kind of get mentioned. I have some concern. So we get Korax of the Raven Guard.
Yes.
And we get Vulcan of the Salamanders.
He's black.
Okay.
Those are their defining features. The quiet guy and the black guy.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Vulcan
because
is the one black Primarch. 18 Primarchs, he's the one black Primarch.
Vulcan's skin was dark and swarthy. Well, I'm sorry, what the fuck?
And it gets even weirder because in the later books, like, it's not just dark and swarthy, it's black. He is like midnight black. And all of his, and this is the craziest thing, we don't get a description of this in the book. Every salamander, when they get his gene seed, becomes black.
I do not like that. What the fuck? What the fuck?
They have, like, they're described as, like, it's just their skin color changes. It all becomes this midnight black after they get his gene seed. So, like, you'll have, like, guys who are, like, ethnically East Asian, ethnically European.
I hate this.
And then they get gene seed, and they have black skin all of a sudden. Yeah.
Was this a mistake? Is this podcast a mistake?
There are, so the same goes with Corvus and his legion and the Night Haunter and his legion, though. Like, they're both super unnaturally pale, and when you get the gene seed of their descent, you just become a super pale dude. But you don't see black guys turning white, though.
Yeah, that's
you
at
only
least
see
good.
White guys turn black.
That's at least better.
Maybe.
Also,
I'm
sorry, Night Haunter. I just gotta, again, the names.
Well, I mean, his dad wanted him to be called Conrad Kurz, but that's not my real name, Dad. I'm the Night Haunter.
Never mind, I'm back on board. I'm back on board. I changed my mind.
That rules. And Conrad Kurz, though, is a hilarious name because it's Colonel Kurtz from the what's that the Vietnam book?
Yeah.
Into Darkness or something.
Something like that.
I always forget the movie that Apocalypse Now is based on. The book that Apocalypse Now is based on.
That's so
he's
funny.
He's the evil general from that. Yeah.
That's so funny. The Emperor's like, hey, I saw this one movie. It's called End of the World Soon.
Yes.
Because that has to have a different name.
Yeah. So yeah, Istvan 5 kind of sucks.
Istvan 5 is cool as an aesthetic. It's fucking
as a concept. The betrayal
black
is pretty
sand.
fun. Yeah, it's an interesting dark place.
It's just the evil planet. It's just the evil planet for Horus to have his like mountain castle.
Yes.
It's so
and
goofy.
even in the history of the Istavanians, this is where the evil exiles went. Yeah. Yeah, Father Istvan exiled them to Istvan 5.
This paragraph, though, made me want to throw shit.
Okay.
What had begun as a massed strike against the traitor's position was rapidly turning into one of the largest engagements of the entire Great Crusade. All told, over 60,000 Astarte warriors clashed on the dusky plains of Istvan 5, and for all the wrong reasons. This battle was soon to go down in the annals of Imperial history as one of the most epic confrontations ever fought. Fuck off! Fuck off!
And I think it's the most craziest battle ever. It's the most epic battle ever is a phrase repeated in some regard like 5 times in 30 pages. Like, and it was so crazy. It was so sick. And that's about as specific as it gets usually.
Right. This is like, oddly, this one takes a very wide view and just like, it's like camera shots of just carnage.
Yes.
Which
you just see
doesn't
guys
work.
dying.
It doesn't work.
No. The confrontation between Julius and Santar is boring. It's over in like a paragraph.
Which is fine
And
because it
it's-
leads to a funny conclusion of Santar getting stabbed in the dick.
Yes, but it could have been better. It could have been more interesting, more personal. I don't know. It fell flat for me.
This is the thing.
And
The more this battle went on for like 40 pages or whatever, the more I was like, I need this. It goes across multiple chapters, and I wanted to go insane.
It does.
I wanted to lose my goddamn
Yeah.
mind.
It's boring.
I do like the description of little Horus just looking like a fucking ghost, like
Oh
he's
yeah,
doing
he's pretty miserable about this.
Yeah, he just hates all of this. I just imagine him as traumatized Amuro from Gundam with the static eyes, just like I'm killing. Oh fuck.
Little Horus is among the more interesting traitor Astartes because he's one of the only ones who has even a remote moment of are we the baddies? He's like the only one that really even looks like he's questioning.
Yeah. I would love to have more of that.
We will. Okay, how do you feel about the Fulgrim Ferris final fight? Because for me, it doesn't work.
It's long, and then the conclusion's bad.
Yes, it's very boring. It's kind of unceremonious in its conclusion, the decapitation. And the worst part about it is that, like, Fulgrim, like, kinda sorta wants to kill him, but kinda sorta doesn't. And then he starts the swing of his sword to kill him, but the demon has to finish it. Like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Either he's betraying his brother or he's not. Can we just pick one, please?
Yeah, the paragraph, the silver blade clove the air as it swept towards Ferris Manus, and Fulgrim felt the ancient triumph of the presence that he now knew had dwelt within him all this time. Which, wild to say, he's already acknowledged the voice is an ancient presence, but okay, whatever.
And you've literally been hearing voices, bro. How do you just now recognize it's not your thing?
Well, he's already
do you
recognized
not
it before,
have
too.
an internal monologue? Like, do you not have an internal monologue? Like, do you just... Is thinking just thinking for you, and it's that hard to recognize thoughts that are not yours?
You got to remember when he removes the blade to meet Ferris, he's like, oh yeah, that sword was giving me those thoughts. Like, he knew this.
I feel like that was implying that he was inspired by the sword.
I guess,
or
yeah, maybe.
He thought he was inspired by the sword. Because I don't know that he's aware that there's a demon in there
I guess
until
not.
there's a demon directly speaking to him.
Yeah. He tried
Even
desperately.
when he's having a conversation with himself earlier in the book, like the bureaucrat scene, I don't know that he's aware he's talking to something else.
Yeah,
I think he's
that's
just
true.
talking to himself. Yeah.
He tried desperately to pull the blow, but his muscles were no longer his own to control. Stupid. Let him control the muscles. Let him either not do it or do it. Like,
yes.
What the fuck?
Yes.
Make a choice.
Yeah. Weird.
I don't need Fulgrim to be a tragic figure, right? Like,
No.
I think
He has at no point in this book been set up as a tragic figure, really. There's almost a possibility of that when he spares the beautiful worlds. But even then, it's being set up as something is corrupting him. Otherwise, he would destroy these worlds.
Right.
He would conquer these worlds.
Right.
So I don't know. He is not a tragic figure at all.
But in order for this scene to work, he has to be, and he just isn't.
Yeah.
He just needs to take the plunge.
And it would have worked so much better if he did just take the plunge. Like, if he was just totally committed, and then the second his blade passes through Ferris's neck is like, oh my god, what have I done? Because he does go, oh my god, what have I done?
He does do the Anakin, what have I done?
Yeah, what have I done?
And the reason it works for Anakin is because Anakin does it.
As it was building up. Right. Exactly. And in this case, Fulgrim doesn't do it. And again, at the very last scene where the demon is talking to Horus, the demon straight up like, yeah, Fulgrim did not do this. This is me. This was all me, 100%. He would have been loyal till the end if it wasn't for me.
Yep. And I believe that. I believe that is true. I think that is fundamentally true for this book to think it works. And it just makes it worse.
It makes it so much worse. And that is Fulgrim.
Yeah, I do like Horus does go, fuck, I gotta save my brother. This sucks.
That's a good moment. Funny mention here that he creates a giant layer cake of triumph to celebrate his victory.
That's right.
He has the mechanic of troops erect a layer cake of stone for his entire legion to stand on the bottom plinth. And then the Primarchs get to stand on the next plinth. And then he's 100 meters above them. So, he's, on top of a mountain speaking to all the people down on the plains below.
Holy shit. It rules.
That is... Graham McNeil really struggles with scale sometimes.
Or he's really good at it, and it seems like he's blundering into greatness.
Yeah, maybe because the layer cake of triumph is kind of funny. Yeah. Anything else we got to mention in plot details? I think we hit it all.
I just like this demon who just is traps Fulgrim in the painting in the end. Oh yeah, I'm keeping Fulgrim alive. I'm keeping it in a corner of my mind right now. And you know what? What if I just transfer that into this painting and then shut off the lights? Rules. Yeah. Hell yeah. That's a great ending. That's a great ending for Fulgrim that could have happened differently.
Sure. Yeah. Fulgrim is now stuck in the painting and also his own head. And Lucius can tell, I guess.
Lucius knows.
I guess Lucius knows. Okay, yeah.
He's like, all right, whatever. Doesn't bother me. Is this about sword training? I don't care.
Yeah. And we've done it. We've completed this.
This is Fulgrim.
Massive, almost 500-page novel.
Too long. Too fucking long.
Way too long. But you know what? We did it. And this was a fun one.
Yeah. No, this. Yeah. I think this might be my favorite one. This might be my favorite one. This is
definitely my favorite read.
Yeah.
This is my favorite read for sure. I think book 4 is more cohesive.
Yes.
But Flight of the Eisenstein, but Fulgrim is a lot more fun to read and a lot more interesting.
Also, Flight of the Eisenstein has a cooler ending battle. Just straight up. It's just sick.
Definitely.
Fighting on the fucking moon? Hell yeah. Fighting on the moon while the Earth is the background is a Dragon Ball Z fight, and that rules.
All right. What are we reading next, Faden?
We are reading Mitchell Scanlon's Descent of Angels, Loyalty and Honor. To describe this cover, we have some more Fallout 3 power armored baddies, but this time, this time it's different. They got little wings on their helmets.
Yes.
And they're looking at the camera.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I will say, as I remember, one of my least favorite Warhammer books, and also the only Horus Heresy novel this guy touches.
Interesting.
So I think I have a feeling this was no one's favorite book, because after this author does not show up again for the remaining 60 books.
let me read the back of the cover. The planet of Caliban exists much as it has for thousands of years. The knightly order protecting the common people, fighting back the beast that lurks in the depths of seemingly endless forests. Young Zahariel and
Zahariel. They're all angel names in the Dark Angels Legion.
Okay. Young Zahariel and Nemiel aspire to join the greatest of the orders, led by the example of mighty Lion L. Johnson.
Another great name.
What?
Another great name. Lion L. Johnson.
Lionel Johnson and his vision of a peaceful and unified world. But the coming of the Imperium brings new concerns and a new destiny for the Lion as part of the Great Crusade. And the sons of Caliban must decide if they will follow him to glory amongst the stars. Okay, so it sounds like a Finding a Primarch book.
Yes, this is an origin story.
Yeah, this is kind of okay. This sounds like it's sick. I hope this is better than you remember.
You know what? So what I've been continuously recognizing as we go through this series is that my reading experience before was almost exclusively audiobooks, and I didn't have Adderall before. So bad listener. So who knows? Maybe this book is great, and I thought it was bad. In the way that I thought some of these books were great, and now I realize are bad.
You're older, different perspective.
I am older now. I think the last time I read Descent of Angels was probably 8 years ago. So I'm a different person a little bit.
A little bit?
I'm a lot of it. You knew me then. I forget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this. I'm actually excited for this because it also seems like it's kind of a Tempest reference.
Oh, God, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, right?
Here comes Shakespeare.
Yeah. Here,
all right, audience.
I've entered chat.
Yeah. We love you. Be good. And remember, women and non-binary people are people too.
Also, if you want, follow me on Blue Sky. Have Faden Cross. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We love you.